None of that.
None of that right now. But as of
None of
this
that
very
venom
second,
I just spit was captured. So
but
venom
you're
heals
live
people, man.
now. I just want to make it clear that you are live.
I know
now.
I'm alive.
I will have Rosie
It's like
check here, make sure we're all good. Yeah, spit it.
As it's like, yes, it's like earlier when you were texting me, dude, are you free? And I said, Rob, I've been saved years ago by Jesus.
Hey,
of course I am.
Set me free.
I'm a free man.
Set me free.
Jesus saved me years ago, baby. Asking if I'm free. Give me a break. You know that question.
You out there. You free. You free as all get out.
All right. You want me to just get us into this? You want to get us into how are we doing this?
Yeah.
Those were some.
We could do some. Should we do the actual intro? I don't know. And then we kind of see if people.
We could. You just record it from the top?
Yeah. Or you just
want to get into calls first?
Well, no, I figured we just go from the top, and then as people call in, like it'll probably be a second. I mean, unless we get a watch. We got somebody.
Be careful. Be careful what you wait for. I was figuring we were gonna say, hey guys, you got to hold, but there's probably not a hold function, is there?
No, there is no. Honestly, what the crazy thing is, you're gonna hear that. I don't know if you heard, like when someone was calling in, you could hear like when Mike Charles was calling into the episode, you could hear the
Mike Charles.
And it's kind of like waiting for like you can tell that he's there or whatever. It's just kind of funny. So
yeah, that's sick.
Oh
dude.
man, we got some feedback going on.
Uh-oh.
So we are live up in the forge here. Hey folks, let me click on the comments here. You guys can leave us a comment, by the way. Let's hit the intro. Actually, I don't even have the intro pulled up here.
Okay.
How do we
I didn't even write it into this one. I don't know. Hello, friends. Welcome to the time of your lives. I'm Payne McKay, and I'm Adam, whatever, JD. Well, this is a good time.
This is a great time here, and we want you to know that we spent a lot of money on this thing, and we think it's doing pretty well.
We're gonna make every penny count, boy. You know it. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Oh, I got Rose. I got Rosie speaking to me from the corner. Make sure that's in a nice spot, though. Let's get that. Actually, no. You know what we should do is put it right here, so they can see the number and everything.
Is this your lighting thing again, bro?
No. This is just me getting.
Thank God Rosie's there.
If she, I know. Let's get everything else off the internet, by the way, just so we're good here.
Does Lottie know? Does Lottie know about the time where you tried to achieve my lighting and it took maybe 45 minutes and you couldn't get it right?
No, you mean when I was trying
that lamp you had where you were trying to move right in front of you? Like, I want that light. I want that light. And you were using the computer to look at yourself.
Oh yeah.
And you ended up holding the lamp on your lap for the entire thing we recorded.
Right. Oh, that's right. I did. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We have 13 followers active here. Hold on. Let's put this on. Is there any way to do a little thingamajigger here?
We can also record our predictions at the end. I mean, that's what we can do. If people get calling in.
Yeah, folks, if you're in there, if you're seeing the phone number right now, feel free.
We're ready for it, everyone.
Like, absolutely feel free to call in.
Yeah.
You know?
Have no fear. Okay?
Have thee no fear.
We are here to listen. You know, you can't spell here without ear. All right? So why are your lips moving? I don't know.
Right.
That's all I know.
Hey, that would work, sweetie, right there, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, let's hit live and let's do that bad boy. Check now. Is this on the? Whoa! We got a call coming in, dude.
Let's go, baby.
Hold on here. Hold on here.
Don't lose that call. I'm not gonna lose fish. It's like
Josh Dalkey.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We got.
That's all. Okay.
Can Josh hear us?
Caller?
Hello.
Oh,
holy cow! Who are we talking to here? Who's calling into the hotline? First Hobbit Hotline caller. Who is this Hobbit?
Is this the Hobbit Hotline?
Yes, sir.
This is the Hobbit Hotline, love.
Josh Dalkey?
Lord, this is. Yeah, you got it. My heart jumped into my throat a little bit there. You guys actually picked up.
Crazy. I was like sitting here. Like, I was like, who's somebody's calling? Oh yeah, we set up a thing called the Hobbit Hotline. You know what I mean?
It's no, that's awesome. I'm glad that this is working. I appreciate you having me on. I just had a few thoughts on the show, and I've been a fan of your guys since like 2019. A friend just randomly showed me the podcast, and I just cranked through them on road trips with my wife. So she's kind of listening in the background here. We're on vacation before she goes back to school. So wanted to give you a call. We're in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and actually met quite a few Ohio people here. A lot from Columbus. I don't know if there's like a connection or something, but
wow.
Yeah, some good folks. So
good Buckeye folk. Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Yep. So, yeah, a lot of those Ohioans, fellow Midwesterns, make me feel right at home with my sunburnt skin out on that beach.
Josh, are you from the Midwest originally, or are you from South Carolina?
Yeah, so actually, kind of like you, Lane, I grew up in Chicago until I was like 12.
I can hear it.
Moved to Minnesota.
I can hear it in your voice. I hear the Chicago and the Minnesota. I love it. It makes me feel at home.
I got a mix of everything, but
that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, yeah. So love Minnesota, and we just we're trying to see all 50 states at some point in our life. So we've never been to South Carolina. So we're like, screw it, let's make a quick trip before she goes back to occupational therapy school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome speaking to you both here. So I just basically, as I watched the first 2 episodes with a buddy, I kind of just had a quick, small post-it note, and I just jotted a couple thoughts down. Overall, I mean, I guess the way I'll break it up, because I'm like a squirrel brain, is just episode 1 positives and any critiques that I thought, and then the same with episode 2, and then I'll be off here if that works.
Absolutely, man. We're honored. Yeah. We're honored, Josh. This is awesome.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys. And on the last episode too, Lane, you said something about to lean into it, and I think you were getting a little choked up at the time, which I always appreciate. But that was something my football coach, he always used to say that happy is the man who is grateful, and when tough stuff comes your way, to just lean into it head on. And I heard that, and it got me choked up, man. Just brought me back to college football days. So it's really cool to hear that coming from you all, and 2 people that I look up to and hope to be like a little bit more when I grow up. So that was an awesome deal. But anywho, moving to the show here. So episode 1, and I'll try to keep this real brief. But the first thing I had written down on my note, it just says Eagle death when it was on fire equals epic. When that eagle flew in, my jaw dropped. It was kind of a long lead up, and then all of a sudden they just went to that battle with Finrod, and that eagle flying in, getting taken out by the fell beast. I thought that looked just unbelievable.
Right.
And I also I love that, because I saw this meme pop up immediately that's like people saying, why didn't the Eagles just fly the rings to Mordor?
There it is.
Shows that one just getting taken out. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
There it is. That had to have been the intention too. The showrunners were like, enough of this eagle stuff. We got to put it to bed. They can die. They are mortal. And dude, that was an incredible, something we've never seen in Middle Earth. I love that you brought that up. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome, because I was like, oh, we just saw our first eagle death, and it looked unbelievable. So, I mean, overall, the visuals were absolutely amazing. So that was the first thing I saw that I was like, okay, I'm excited. And I've been trying to be like you all, I mean, coming at it with a positive outlook, and I've been excited for it, and it definitely exceeded my expectations. So overall, just really enjoyed the show.
That's good.
I also said, love the Harfoot Village. It's similar to what you all were saying about that. Kind of felt almost fairy-like Tinkerbell out there in the forest a little bit. And, very much enjoyed the angle that they took that on. And then one note that I had too that I just thought was interesting, but I wrote in quotes, Galadriel equals strongest swimmer of all time, which when she jumped off the boat, I don't know, it might be being nitpicky, but I don't know if you guys thought the same thing. Like, that was a beautiful scene, but then I was like, in my head, she just has this dagger and that nightgown, and she's like 500 miles out to sea, I'm assuming, but she made it work.
That was wild. It was a great dive, though. Good form, I think.
It was
great. It was a swan dive. When you're jumping off those boats, you got to have a swan dive, right? I mean, it's essentially what you're going for. Very graceful. Yes. Yes.
And I think y'all might have mentioned this, but someone talked about the gray rain or turns to silver glass, kind of the Gandalf quote. And I don't know if it's a movieism or referencing Valinor specifically, but that visual of that kind of golden curtain cloud being pulled away as all the rest of the elves were going in there. It looked unbelievable. I was like shaking during that scene. I thought it was gorgeous. And then the quote, obviously, that you get to hear from her brother, really cool. So loved episode 1. The only real critiques, I would have liked to see, I think it's Ungoliath. I'm like halfway through this. Trying to read it on this vacation, but I always seem to get to like page 80 and I can't go any further, but I'm getting there. But it would have been cool to see a giant spider taking those trees out versus right away when they kind of show them just being corrupted. But I understand why they did it the way they did it. And then I don't know, maybe you guys could help on this, but they showed Sauron kind of right away in, with all the orcs around him, which again looked visually very cool. And I don't know enough about the history and where things are going to go, but in my head, I was kind of thinking we wouldn't really see Sauron in power until midway through the season. And so I don't know, clearly Galadriel already knows he's around, along with Gil-galad or Gil-galad, whichever you prefer. But so I'm like, is he, I guess I don't know. Do you guys think he's still going to be kind of deceiving these people and tricking them? Obviously, the rings are going to have to be made, but I don't know how unless the Numenorians are kind of unaware of him, or if he's just so cunning, he's going to. But it seems like he already has quite a bit of power. I kind of expected to not see him in his original, battle armor right off the bat. But I thought that was kind of interesting. I just don't know enough to know how accurate that is to the timeline of, I guess, everything that goes down.
I think it's a great point to be made. I almost think like maybe, just to keep it brief so you can finish, I kind of wonder too if that's maybe, because I hadn't thought of that until you said that. Now this is what awesome conversation does, right? It makes you, because I took that for what it was. I'm like, oh sweet, wow, he's so tall. He's so much even taller than we saw him in Fellowship. That was my impression. I didn't even stop to think that, oh yeah, wait a minute, wait, hold on. He disappears. He's supposed to go apologize to the who is it, as the high powers? Yeah, the Valar. He's supposed to go. Yeah, the Valar. He's supposed to go seek for forgiveness. He doesn't. He turns to the east. He's gone for like hundreds of years. No one knows where he is. And then when he shows up again, I believe it's his Anatar. So in my mind, I'm thinking maybe this is Galadriel's idea of what he's doing. Like maybe this is her. Right. Because she's so focused on Sauron, she's like, well, of course he's amassing forces. Of course he's powerful. This is what he's looking like in the meantime, even though no one else has seen him. No one believes that he's even still viable. Maybe that's part of what's going on. But you're right. That does seem to be a breakaway from what we know of him in terms of like what he goes and does and how long it takes him to build power and to recover and to then assert himself as Sauron. So yeah, fair point there. I think that's a great thing to point out. And
another thing, Josh, it feels like too, they wanted some time, because he looks a lot like Sauron from the trilogy, right? So we kind of want to, I think they did that just to make sure we were good, the larger audience was good on who that is, because I mean, the first stage, he's taken all sorts of shape-shifting,
that's true
forms.
Well,
but
maybe that is a memory from the first age too. That's a good point. Maybe that is before the fall, and that's her just kind of remembering what he looked like in power. Yeah, that's a good point. That's an awesome, a little bit of a, what is that? Yeah, an oversight, or like you said, just visual cue of, hey, this is still what he kind of looks like. He's similar enough. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Perfect. No, I was
awesome,
just curious
Josh.
on the congruency of that. No, thank you. And then just quick, episode 2. You guys, I think, Ez mentioned this briefly as I was listening to you on the beach the other day, but the intro to episode 2, because we didn't really get one for episode 1, was, I mean, I guess we're not worried about spoilers or anything, but I thought that was unbelievable. I mean, you could tell it looked very real. My wife thought it looked like the things that little kids play with at like the doctors with the magnetic sand. She's like, do you think they have like fancy magnets swirling around to get the sand moving?
Oh,
like,
wow.
Maybe, possibly, but I have no idea how they did that. Loved it. And then one thing I really liked when Galadriel's floating in the ocean at the beginning, I love like astronomy stuff, and noticing she was looking at Ursa Major, so Big Dipper, right, pointing to what you think the North Star for guidance. I love that they added in actual constellations, just showing that Middle Earth is supposed to be a history of our Earth. That was kind of a cool reminder. Really, really like that.
That was a big catch as made as well.
Yeah, no, that I love that. I was geeking out because I love the science stuff, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. I kind of forget that Middle Earth is supposed to be Tolkien's kind of rendition of, previously, I guess, English times. But last thing that I'll say here, and then I'll hop off, but I love the Durin and Elrond connection. Awesome. When they first showed up, whatever he called the right of, I didn't have it written down, but I 100% thought they were about to go into an absolute beer drinking contest. I thought that's what was going down.
Oh my,
That
would have been awesome. Oh my gosh.
Like Gimli v. Legolas style extended. That's what I was thinking. And then they brought out those rocks, and I was like, okay, this is sweet. But I was thinking they're gonna be chugging some beers or meads and seeing who goes down first. But that was really cool. And then the orcs, I was just gonna say, they look amazing, different, almost like jagged shark teeth from the one we saw. It's still similar enough. I love what they did with the orcs. Yeah, I mean, I loved everything about it. I give the first 2 episodes. I'm very excited for the rest of them and for people to get into this series that might not have had it, the exposure prior. And then final critique. The only other thing I didn't like in episode 2, I guess, when Theo and his mom are stuck with that orc. In my head, I was kind of like, he wasn't in the room yet, and I'm thinking, can't they just quick? He kind of goes back in the cupboard. I'm like, just get out of the house. But they kind of played like a horror movie where they both kind of. Yeah, they both kind of hid, and it made it way more tense, and I loved it. But I was in my head, I was like, quick walk out the door together. I mean, the homie took like 4 stabs in the back and a half strangulation to go down. I mean, that was a really fun scene. But
right.
I was like, okay, they probably could have got out of there. But
let me ask a follow-up. Were you impressed? Because this is something that I caught on. I mean, I was shocked by it on the first watch, and then the subsequent watches, I was like, dang, it really set in. The strength of the orc. Did you find that because that's something very different from. I'm guessing he's a foot soldier, a henchman, not a big like Lurtz boss guy. And he threw them around like they were rag dolls. Even with Theo being like a younger boy, teenager, and Bronwyn, like being, not a very large person, right? He was throwing them around. Were you impressed by that like take on orc strength?
Oh, 100%. Sign that guy up for the Mordor rugby team. He was
no joke, man.
Stabbed. I mean, he got stabbed like 3 times and then got half strangled. Was still fighting. I was like, whoa, these orcs mean business. I'm excited to see how they. I mean, it's a much more intimate approach, just a one-on-one versus a big crowd of orcs. And I'm really excited to see those interactions for the rest of the episode. So, but yeah, that's all I have. Hopefully, it wasn't too long-winded. But I appreciate you all doing that.
Dang, Josh.
Looking forward to speaking to you both in person. So
yeah,
I really appreciated the fellowship. I know I don't know either of you, but I love you guys. I love what you're doing and putting out there in your content. And it means a lot. I've been along for the ride, way behind by a few years, but I really appreciated everything. So
yeah, no, we appreciate you, Josh. We recognize the name, man, and we see it all on social media there, and we really do, man. This is cool, real cool.
Dude, loves you, man.
Yeah, well,
loves you. I mean, that's like that was. I'm speechless, bro. I don't know what to say after this. You should have been the last caller, not the first one.
Oh, we would have been on the phone till midnight, so that's why I was trying to hop on right away, and that way I don't get scolded by my wife for staying away from vacation time for too long. So I appreciate you guys.
Hey, thanks, Josh.
You both have a great night.
All right, you too, buddy. You too.
Call from
Vacation.
Thanks. We'll do. See y'all.
Wow.
I think. We almost.
Wow.
That was cool. Sorry, I kind of cut us off there a little bit because I thought I had somebody else coming in there, but
no, that's Let me just ask you this: how many? Is that the first time we've ever been listened to on the beach? You think?
That we know of.
Josh might be the right that we know of. I mean, that's like that is incredible, man. I do recognize Josh Dalkey. Is that? Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That's exactly
from social media. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, I remember. Yeah, it's amazing. This is what's going to be amazing about this, man. Is we're gonna talk to people who we've only ever seen in Instagram or on the Facebook page. Or this is incredible. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. We got 8.
He had such good points, such good criticisms as well. I mean,
hey, here we go. You ready?
Good Lord.
Okay.
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who are we talking to?
Here we go.
Call.
Listen.
Oh, hold
to
on.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We don't want a voicemail. What's going on here? Who is this? Who's on the Hobbit Hotline?
Hey, this is Seth Gleason.
Seth Gleason, another name that we recognize. Holy
cow. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys?
We're doing great, Seth. Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline.
Man,
this is wild. Again, I was just telling Ez after we talked to Josh, it's going to be weird in the best way possible to finally talk to and hear people's voices that we have been hearing from and seeing for years. Like this is long overdue, I think, Ez. This is long overdue.
Long overdue. Long overdue. Glad to hear it.
Amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Seth, because we're in a stupor right now. We're in more of a stupor for this premiere than we were for the show. So get us started here. Tell us whatever you're thinking about the first couple episodes, likes, dislikes, thoughts, whatever you got. We're ready for it, man.
Yeah. So one thing I love about you guys is your positive attitude towards all this, despite, I mean, we've all seen it on the web.
It's trolls
the
out there, man.
negativity. Yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, that can make being positive hard, even if you, like, your heart is positive, your mind starts to get weird, you know?
Wow. That's so well put, Seth.
But your guys' positivity has been that light, you know?
Wow.
Dude,
and there were a couple things that I started to get worried about.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think I should have. One of those things was the Harfoots.
Okay.
Like, because as I overthought before the show came out, I started to get worried that maybe it would be pandering, like fan service, maybe would be the right term to use.
Yep.
That, as soon as they showed up, I think it was probably like, I don't know, a few seconds after they popped their heads up out of the grass, all gone.
Yeah, all gone. Yeah.
All gone. It still felt like a service, but not in a negative way, in a positive way. Because as soon as they showed up, it was like, this is the Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It felt Tolkien, you know?
Yeah.
Which I loved. I mean, every single second that they were on the screen, it just made me feel happy.
How do you think, dude, because I felt the same way too. And I kept thinking, I think it's a combination of things, but they totally recaptured, whether it was through dialogue or whether it was through just like physical acting, like they recaptured the spirit of hobbits and then walked it back a few thousand years. Right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I loved that they weren't in the beginning. I loved that they showed all of these grand, epic fantasy things. I mean, Galadriel, you got Valinor, you got, her fighting the troll, all of these things that are still Lord of the Rings, but they're also just stuff that you associate with fantasy in general.
Yeah, true.
But then they take it back and you get to the Harfoots and they show that, and it brought the grounded family fun food elements that are so important for Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings, that made it also very familiar, that I thought worked amazingly. I loved it. It was great. But yeah, and I'm glad that you guys felt, honestly, when I was listening to the podcast, I felt like you guys felt that too. So that was
absolutely. They almost kind of stole the premiere from me. I mean, I felt like you said too. Everything you said there, you articulated better than I ever could. Like it was sort of this fear where you're like, because we even said it. We said it like it feels like a year ago now. It might have been a year ago. We were saying, who are hobbits going to be in this show? Like the hobbits are the heart of the films. Like you're right, and the way you said it there is perfectly, it's perfect. It sets it apart from all of their fantasy genres. Is the race and the peoples of the hobbits, and so how are we gonna get that emotional connection in the same way? And so there was that fear there. You're like, is it just gonna be, like you said, fan service? And it, like you said, it was the perfect balance. In the same way that I think the hobbits originally, the way Peter Jackson did them, and Weta and everyone involved with the films, it felt like, okay, there are certain things we have to hit on to please fans, and there's also things that we're going to accentuate as filmmakers. And they did the same thing here, man. I mean, perfectly said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the first thing that I was worried about. And then the other thing, I'll only get into one other, but I can't explain why I was worried about it. But I was worried about Elrond. Okay. I don't know if it's just because he didn't look like how I thought he should, which I guess I fell into that terrible category with him that I didn't really realize till after I finished the episode. Because I didn't have any other reason why I was worried about him. Because I've seen him, I saw him in Game of Thrones and I loved him as young Stark.
Right.
It didn't make sense until after I watched it and I loved him. But he was perfect for that, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. But he was perfect.
I felt the same way, Seth. He's like the girl right in front of you who's been, or guy, whatever, or whatever your orientation is, like the one who's been there the whole time, right? Right in front of your face. And I was worried about him too. I was like, man, I don't know. Like you said, he didn't look similar enough to Elrond, Hugo Weaving. And that's what I was getting hung up on. And his performance was unreal.
It was incredible. Yeah. And I think also seeing Galadriel first too also helped because I was watching her. I was like, this is not the same Galadriel that we get in the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. And it's kind of silly for people to think that it should be the same Galadriel that we get in the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I mean, all the time that goes by, character development. And it's the same for Elrond. I mean, any of the characters that we get to see then should not be the same. They should be very different. Yeah. And so that was something that I loved about Elrond. He's clearly gone through character development already. Because he's been around for a while, but he still felt young. Where we got to see him riding as the Herald of Gil-galad, but he wasn't elevated to an Elven Lord yet. Like that's still something that's to come. Wow. We have a lot of growth that we're going to experience with him. We see him be wise, but also kind of foolish at times as well. Yeah. Yes. Which is awesome. Because I love character development, and that's something I love about the Lord of the Rings. Is get a lot of that with your core characters. So yeah, he quickly changed my mind as well. Dude, so I think what they're doing. I think what they're doing with elves too. This is like amazing. Everything you're saying is perfection. Like my same realization of this character. And like I think what they're doing with the elves, it feels like to me, is in trying to make them younger, they're almost making them feel more human. Right. Like they're much more human and relatable, and they haven't arrived yet, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to navigate the political system of the elves, and also just their own place within the world. And like you said, showing like Elrond in the Lord of the Rings is never foolish, right? Ever. And here we see him kind of, like just erring on the side of Gil-galad because he's Gil-galad, and not even believing Galadriel in that conversation. And man, dude, you are killing it, bro. This is unreal. This is unreal. That was really good. We're out of a job, dude. You and I are out of a job.
This is what we wanted. We wanted to sit back and just listen, baby. You know what I mean? This is beautiful. Great.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad because I love listening to you guys. So, and the last thing I wanted to say that I'm just happy about is I love The Hobbit. That was, of course, the first thing that was what made me fall in love with Tolkien. And I watch the movies and I enjoy the movies. I do, because one, I like to be positive, but there are things that I don't like about the movies, as most people would agree with. And I think as I've thought about it through the show, the things that bother me the most are changes and changes that almost feel unnecessary, you know? This show has not made me feel that way one time. The closest change, the thing that I could think of when I think of change is Finrod, and not the fact that he dies, but the fact that he has his oath to defeat Sauron, because that's a change, but it's not really a big deal change. There's nothing that bothered me. Everything feels like so much care went into every single detail. And though there are going to be things, time frame, we're not going to see it quite as big as what we would in the Silmarillion or anything like that. But it's still very much, it feels like Tolkien. And it so far feels like his vision and his spirit are there. I don't know. I'm grateful and relieved and super happy about it. So,
Seth, that's awesome, man. I really, honestly, it's really cool to hear your voice too and everything. This is unreal. This is unreal, buddy.
This is going to be like reading comments and like messages. It's going to take it to a whole other level. I mean, this is just.
I love it.
This is amazing, man. Thank you for calling in, bro. That was incredible.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to me rant.
Absolutely, buddy.
Oh,
all right, man.
dude, that was the most beautiful rant I've ever heard. If that was a rant, Seth, I need to take rant lessons from you. That was wonderful, man.
Hey.
Beautiful elaboration, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Dude,
we'll see ya.
Honor having him on. Holy
here
cow.
we go.
Call.
Reflect on that. Holy cow. Hold on a minute.
What's going on?
We got another caller?
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We
Here we
don't
go.
want any voicemails.
We are getting calls left and right, baby.
Good Lord.
Who we got on here? Who?
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who is this? Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline.
This is Christian.
Christian, how are
I
you?
talked to Ez on Facebook a while
Get outta
back,
here.
and I've been a big fan of you guys for since you guys started. So it's just an honor to be on the phone with you guys.
Yeah,
Lord,
dude, this
Christian.
is cool, man.
If anyone's been a fan of ours for longer than 5 minutes, the honor is officially ours. Just so you know. That's impressive, my friend.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought, man. Tell us your reaction to the show, positive, negative, whatever, mix of both. What did you think?
Well, first off, I've been a fan of Tolkien for I don't know, probably since I was in 5th grade or so, and I already started going to Silmarillion age stuff when I was by the time I was in middle school.
Wow.
And so I didn't read all of the Silmarillion because at middle school age, how much of the Silmarillion can you really read, right?
Yeah. Or when you're my age.
But,
too. I mean, that's sure. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, at any really,
Yeah.
it's how far can you get before you put the book down and you're like, okay, I need a break.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But all I have to say is I've been looking forward to this show ever since they made the first announcement, oh, Amazon bought the rights and whatever.
Yeah.
So I had high hopes that just to get it on screen in general.
Yeah.
But and then when I started releasing the trailers, I was like, okay, this could be a big hit or miss. But you know what? When we watched those 2 episodes the other night, I was just blown away. I was I went in with neutral expectations, and now I'm I can't wait to see episode 3.
Wow.
Let's go.
So what was it that pulled you in and convinced you and just sucked you back into Middle Earth?
Well, the thing is that they had enough leverage to mention some stuff from the first age.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
did that give us some depth almost? Yeah.
So, right. And the world is so crisp and clean.
Yeah.
And although I'm hoping they don't use too much freedoms willy-nilly, it's great to hear names like Aule and
Yes,
Morgoth
Yeah.
and Cymril, Feanor. It's good to hear all those names just pop up here and there.
Yeah.
And it's just so sick to see that. But I wanted to mention 2 main things to you guys that stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
So
Please.
I know we're talking about episode 1, but episode 2 with the main show intro, right? We saw the sand and the movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know about in science how sound can manipulate matter and move stuff around. If you've ever seen those cool deals where band is on a speaker and then they play a certain tone and it goes into a formation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what they did.
I was going to ask
intro.
Josh brought this up too. He brought up the intro and I didn't even think about it. I should have because of the title trailer we got way back in January or whenever that was. Do you think this was a practical effect? I'm thinking now it probably was or is.
And you know what I think it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a allusion to how Middle Earth was formed.
Singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Music. Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Singing and
Wow.
music, yes. So I was oh wait, that's so cool. But what does that remind me of? Oh, I've seen a video of sound manipulating sand into patterns, and that's what that looks like. And then I'm thinking of the Silmarillion, and I'm wow, they're using songs to influence the matter, and they're showing the beginning of the ages.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
Christian, all right. Can we be honest about something real quick? Hey, so did we expect that? Did anybody expect that though? You know what I mean? That's
No.
that's so
No.
unexpected, and I love that.
It is. And here's the other thing too that it does is in the same way that title reveal was beauty through simplicity, which is what they've seemed to err on. They've seemed to err on that side every time with everything they've done, at least in what we've seen in the first 2 episodes. And I would even argue leading up to where we are now, erring on the side of simplicity and letting Tolkien speak through like really like the pillars that you cannot move. And
yeah.
Right.
Like until Christian, you were just walking me through that, and until Josh brought it up too, I didn't even think like, oh my God, that could be absolutely a practical effect that is achieved through science. That is a root that the scientific, reality is a root in like even, Yeah, and it seems like only this show. Okay, so when you talk about trusting the intelligence of, and also the wide variety of intelligence and experience of your audience, that's what that is. That's what that stuff is. 100%. Like I didn't even. You guys are illuminating me to this fact. Like, no, unexpected, beautiful, and incredibly simple, but like appeal or alluding to things again from the beginning of this world.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
Right. And it's like they only wanted the now I wouldn't say like real Tolkien fans, because like anyone can be a Tolkien fan, like you guys have talked about. Like anybody starting in the Third Age or going back as far as you want to go back. But like it alludes to like, oh, there's a what do they call them? Easter egg,
Yes.
It's like there's a little Easter egg for you, like, alluding to the first page. And thought that was cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Great find, man.
I thought that I liked was it Seth that was on right before me?
Yeah.
Or who was
Seth was on right before you? Yep.
The caller. He mentioned Elrond, and like one of the big things worried about too was like, oh, this guy does not look like Hugo Weaving Elrond.
Yeah.
I was worried about that, but then when I sat down and watched the episodes like twice through now, right? Like most of us have, just me, but
no, not just you.
Sat down and watched it. I was like, Elrond's really speaking like the way he speaks in the show.
Yes.
His speech pattern.
Yes.
And like the way he talks, he's like, they pass beyond my sight. He says all these things.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
He would say, and it's crazy.
I think, dude, yeah, what you're saying, like, I think a lot of people, it's hitting them. Because I was hung up, I was the one who posted on our Instagram forever ago the whole lament that that Will Poulter left. Because Will Poulter, he's the well-known actor. He was in he was in Midsummer, which is a horror film, and then I also remember him from Don Treader. He was Eustace, and he visually looks exactly like a young Hugo Weaving. And I thought, man, it's such a miss because Morpeth looks a lot like a young Cate Blanchett. He looks like a young Elrond. Am I going to be able to get over? I know he's also a very good actor. Am I going to be able to get over this recasting? And then I was so worried about it. And I started telling Sarah, I'm like, and as too, I was like, as trailers came out and things, I thought it was that line where he says, Galadriel, commander of the Northern armies, I half expected you to arrive caked in mud. And I thought, my God, that makes me feel like Elrond. Like it gives the same vibes as the Elrond we know, the Elrond we read about. I mean, let's talk about that too. Like it's not even just what Hugo has created. There's tons of Elrond in Lord of the Rings, tons of Elrond in The Hobbit. Like he's a character we know well through his speech. And so the fact that you're bringing that up, that it was through his manner of speaking that made us, I mean, I'm bought in. Like I won't ever lament Robert Arameo playing Elrond ever again. I'm ashamed, not ashamed, but like I'm disappointed I wasn't more open-minded going into it, because he's blown me away. And the way he relates to other characters too, right, has been fascinating to see. So great point, man.
And it's cool because in fact all these characters that they're bringing back, like Galadriel, like to say someone's point on the last point, and then Elrond this time, like these are all, they're not supposed to be the same exact people.
Yes.
But like their text and the way they talk should be the same, which they're doing, which is awesome. But like they're mature. Like you can sense that Elrond has this like a little immaturity to him still. Like he's not as dark-hearted. He's more open to the world.
Yeah.
He has
with dwarves for Pete's sakes, and like we know the Elrond in the Third Age like doesn't care about dwarves at all.
Beautiful point.
But at least from what we see, so it's cool to see that all these characters have like a maturity level of a young elf, even though they're like thousands of years old already.
Right.
But like we can see that the happen, you know.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Jeez, Christian, perfectly said. My gosh. I mean, what else you got? What else were you responding to? What else sucked you in? Is there anything you didn't like? Anything that you were disappointed by, or tell us more?
Yeah. Well, what I mainly said on my Facebook and stuff to like my friends is like, I went in with neutral expectations, but I came out happy. So like the things that are off-putting to me is like the minute details, right? Like, like, you know, like I thought women dwarves had beards, or like, you know, who cares about all those little some picks, right? It's like I thought blah blah blah. Like at the end of the day, I thought some of the picks were just really cool to see. Like Gilgalad, it reminds me of the very small glimpse of Gilgalad we see in the Lord of the Rings movies, where he's like in the prologue part. I'm looking forward to seeing Durin's Bane, because we saw in the trailers, Balrog's going to show up.
Yeah, boy.
So,
boy.
Season, like who knows, like what's going to happen there? So, wondering. I want to ask you guys this too. Do you guys think every season is going to be like a little bit of the age, or what do you guys think about that? Because like I'm thinking like season will be like, this will be the first 100 years of the age, and then the next they'll fast forward a bit with each season. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, I've actually, as if you don't mind me going before I lose my thought, I have thought about this, because it does. So for however long we've known it's the Second Age, we've kind of wondered to ourselves, like, we know how long the Second Age is, right? And we've thought to ourselves, as and I, even weeks ago, when we were building up to this and getting amped and excited and primed, we were thinking to ourselves, like, how are we going to time jump? Are we going to be revealed greater truths and histories through the elven characters? And I almost think to myself, like, if you think about what we saw in the first 2 episodes, and you think about what we've seen in those trailers, like this season, I mean, you can't map it out perfectly, but you can kind of see where it's all driving, right? You're going to have conflict between the orcs and the Southlanders. Arondir is going to be taken captive. Some of the Southlanders are going to be taken captive. They're going to have this battle. Galadriel's going to go. She's going to go to Numenor with Halbrand. They're going to try to muster a force to go and help. Defeat these orcs who are under Sauron's dominion, and that's going to bring them all together in one place for this kind of final battle. And if you think about it, right, like that doesn't take much time. So that's I don't know how they're going to do it. All that to say, I don't know how they're going to do it. I wouldn't be surprised though if like we lose characters from season to season. That's actually one of my predictions. Like they're going to be some characters you would think are going to be through this whole thing, and they're not going to be. And so is that how they're going to kind of show the immensity of the age? Maybe different, almost like each season is a different tale within the age. I think that's a beautiful way of thinking about it, because you'd have, like, even if you totally play with the timeline, right? Like, this is something where literalists, I think there's no way to make something that would please them, and that's okay too. That's fine. Like, if you love it literally, you've got the book, you've got the Silmarillion, right? Like before, because I got curious. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, we can always open up the book, but I'm wondering if the 3rd episode is when we're first introduced to Numenor, because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, right.
Is Numenor going to get corrupted just in one season, or are they get corrupted over the course of 3 seasons? Like, we all know what happens to Numenor, like, or not all of us, but like, I would assume if you looked into the books and you were like looking into it before the show, you'd be like, oh, this is what happens to Numenor, because it's obviously not in the Third Age. So,
I think you're right.
What's that going to look like on screen? And are they going to mention the Valar? And, it's crazy.
I think you're right. I think we're going to have to jump in time. I don't think that in one I don't think they're going to. And what Ezra told me, I didn't even know this. Like, this is something that slipped my notice. I had no idea that the showrunners, Payne and McKay, have had this 5-season arc planned out from the very beginning. Like, this is something, and all that time they took in pre-production, they were like, we're going to map out these 5 seasons, the very firm structure. We're going to know where we're going. So yeah, I don't think anything's going to be rushed. Well, it's your point too, right?
Is the 5 seasons all we're getting, or is that all we have signed on for?
That's a good question. Who knows?
Ooh.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
We don't know anything, man. I mean, that could be a fair point. Like, could we go 6, 7, 10? Like, or after 5, will we jump to a different point in time? Will we go further back? Like, do they have a comprehensive, second age story, and then we're going to the first age, or will we go to a different part of the second age? I don't know, man. These are great questions you're asking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, every 5 seasons is like a part of the age, and it's like 10 years time from now, and it's season 15, and we're already still enjoying the show.
I mean, people. One of the criticisms I heard of season 1, even my dad, he was like, it's just kind of slow. I was like, I love that it's slow. We haven't gotten to experience that really, even in the Jackson films. Like, there are slow moments, but they never last long enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, I want to stay in the Shire for 17 years. Like, literally, I don't want to leave. I want to experience these moments over time. And so I'll tell you what, man, if they drug it out, I wouldn't hate it at all. I'm loving every second of these first 2 episodes. If it did 20 years of it, I'm fine with it, man.
As long as they just stay on the target that they've been starting with right now, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Well, thanks so much for your time, guys. I'll let you guys get to the next one, but I'll keep watching live. But I hope I get to, hear more of you guys soon, and you guys do more live things like this. This is awesome. Love to talk to you guys.
Well, dude, thank you for calling in. Thank you for being Samwise the Brave and getting in here. 3rd caller, man. I mean, that's a special number.
Yeah,
that's a special.
I love that.
The power of 3, man. That's incredible. Thank you, Christian.
All right, thanks, Christian. All right, we're gonna.
No problem. You guys.
All right, we're gonna jump right into our next caller here. You ready, Lane?
Dude, I gotta reflect. Hold on a minute. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
I want to say something because I wanted to address something I mean, Josh was incredible. I feel like we got to interact with Josh a bunch. I wanted to say something that Seth brought up. He finished up so quick, man. Right. What he said about being plopped into the world of Middle Earth. Yes, I mean, to summarize it, that was for me too. Like, I felt like I was immersed in Middle Earth again, and that's why I bought into other things that maybe I know about that are wrong, or I don't know about that are wrong. Whatever. Right. And then, I felt like Christian had amazing points there, man. Like, incredible.
Great questions and everything too. I mean, that's
how long is this going to go? We don't know. That's a great point. We've talked about that because it doesn't seem like we're jumping in time very much. As we're settled into an era, we're settled into a story. We're going to get a story. So could it be almost like what we heard before with the anthology series? Remember that was a big breadcrumb early on. It's going to be anthology. We're going to get a different story, a different character each season. Could they do that just within the second age? And that's how they show the longevity of the elves. Like maybe we lose Bronwyn and we lose some of these other characters. Maybe not Theo, because I got an idea of who Theo might become. But like all these characters we lose, but we keep Galadriel, we keep Elrond, we keep Gil-galad, we keep the Númenóreans. I don't know. Yeah. Great. I can't believe this is happening, dude. I'm overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed too. So we have a caller coming. Okay. You ready for another caller?
Get that caller in here. Who?
Oh my goodness, we just missed him. That's man. Call right back. It's been honestly ringing off the hook.
That's my fault, man.
No, it's all good. Yeah, like it's
Lane, learn your lesson and shut up.
Hey, here we go. Right back into it.
This is Tino.
We just missed him.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh man, too many things are happening. Somebody else? Dude, somebody else. I can't even. I can't even press 1 to accept the call.
Call from.
This is Tino.
We just missed him.
To accept, press 1.
This is trippy, dude.
Hold on. Just hold everything.
Was I hearing your voice there too?
Yeah. Hold on. What is going on?
This is awesome. Wow.
We're stuck.
Speak a word of command, baby. Come on.
We're stuck. We got stuck there.
Are we in a time loop?
We got stuck. I mean, like I went to go answer the one, and then somebody else called in, and I couldn't press the button. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, the phones are the hotline for real.
Hey, this is Tino.
Here we go.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
There we go.
Hello,
I think.
who we got here? Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who we talking to?
Oh, shoot. Did I get through? This is Tino.
Tino, let's go.
Tino, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Tino, who corrected my Portuguese, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, baby. And hey, happy birthday. We have the same birthday, Tino.
I honestly think we might be the same exact age. Were you born in 88?
88. Let's go.
Holy.
Baby, 34.
Dude, yeah, we're the same exact age.
Wow, Tino.
1988.
Dude, it is
Bunch
so
of
cool
youngsters?
talking to you, man.
Yeah. The Spanish thing was funny because I speak Spanish. I'm Mexican, and I went to go watch that, and I was very confused for a second.
I feel like such an asshole. I was like, oh, geez, come on, man. Perpetuating stereotypes, Rain. What are you doing?
It's all good. It's all good.
Thank you for that, by the way. That was clutch. I love being corrected too. Like if I overlook something and someone helps me out, I only appreciate it. So, Tino, amazing to talk to you. Yeah. Tell us about these episodes, man. What have you loved? What have you hated? What are you looking forward to?
For sure. I loved both the episodes. I thought they were great. I actually got a chance to go see them in theaters.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, I was able to go do that. My wife and I went and did that. So that was pretty cool for my birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Our birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we got a booking date now, don't we? It's pretty cool.
Right. But I want to say I actually liked the second episode better, I think. Just because, the first episode is just kind of like laying down the groundwork, and it's a pilot episode. All pilot episodes are just kind of laying what's going to come next. And then, the second episode, we really get into it. You guys were talking about the orc scene earlier it's kind of like shot like a horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah. J.A. Bayona did horror movies before.
He does horror films. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He was, that's how I knew who he was before, from like Spanish horror films. And I thought that was an interesting parallel between him and Peter Jackson, who were both doing horror movies before doing Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
I thought that was kind of funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you guys think, a random question for you guys, do you guys think Arondir hates his job?
He loves it and he hates it, right? I mean,
he loves it for one reason. Arondir loves his job for one reason. Okay.
I think he likes being there with Bronwyn.
I think Bronwyn makes the grind worth it.
Right. Because earlier we got where they're showing how elves don't perceive time like we do. Elrond doesn't realize 20 years have passed.
Yeah.
And then later on we get
he counts the years.
Like, I've been here. He counts the years. He's like, I've been here 79 years. And I was like, that's like when you're at a job and you don't want to be there. You just don't want to be there. And you're like, I got 15 minutes left. And I have to leave. Like, that's exactly what I was like. Dude, he must just hate being there. He hates that job.
He hated it for at least like 70 of those years. And then Bronwyn came around. He was like, all right, I'm starting to enjoy this job a little bit more, baby. The view is much nicer.
Cool comes to your job.
Yeah, exactly. The conversation's better. I mean, I met my wife in college, and I didn't meet her until, I didn't get to know her until actually I graduated. So that was how I felt in college. I'm like, gee, can I just get out? And then I met her. I was like, okay. All right. I remember the days before, and I remember the days after, baby. So that's hilarious, man. That's a fair point, too, about the first episode. My dad said something similar to, he was like, because he had only seen the first episode when I'm trying to get information out of them, because I've made them watch, if you've listened, I've made them watch Lord of the Rings, especially as a teenager. It was every Sunday, right? We're going to sit down. And by the end, they were all doing other things or asleep, and I was still just glued, right? And so I wanted to get their reaction because it's a big deal. It's been a while. And my dad was like, this first episode, man, it's kind of there's a lot of dialogue. It's different dialogue than the film. I was like, yeah.
Right.
I was like, I like that. And so I'm pushing him too. And he hadn't seen the second episode at that point. I'm like, characters you like what is there a group of people you're gravitating to? He's like, Lane, give me time, man. All right. Give me time. Like, I can't just give an answer. I'm not going to do it. I kept bugging him. He's like, stop asking me. So that first episode, because It's true. You have to think television terms too. Pilot, but no one's favorite episode is pilot. I mean, it takes a special person to love a pilot episode best. And it was slower. The pace was different. It kind of mirrored, honestly, Fellowship of the Ring with the whole prologue aspect and then into Concerning Hobbits.
Right.
And we had the backstory and then we had the Harfoots, same kind of deal. But I love, and also that horror aspect with Bayona. I mean, do you think that's something we're going to see regularly with him, especially with him being a producer and having a creative? I can see too why after those first 2 episodes are like, hey, J.A., we want you on for the long haul, man. Like, we want your creative hand involved. And I have to say, I haven't seen any of his movies. I do follow him on Instagram, so I know that is part of his background. Monster Calls or something like that is a big. He's always posting stuff from
his earlier films. Yeah, The Orphanage is the one. The Orphanage is the one I know him from. That's a creepy movie if you ever watch that.
Okay, so that means we need to start a film list. Yeah.
Right. I think the horror movie element is something that we'll see just because the orcs are so freaking scary in this.
Yes.
And then, like at the end of episode 2 where Arondir just gets like grabbed. Like we don't know what happened to him yet. And he just gets grabbed in the middle of like a tunnel. Like that's very horror movie. And I just think that's probably something we'll see. Because there's some things in Tolkien that are scary. Like heads getting catapulted, fingers getting bitten off. Like there's just like horror movie elements in those stories. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful, man, beautiful. What else were you reacting to? What are you looking forward to? Is there anything that you, other than just thinking, the first episode, it's typical pilot feel, anything else that you weren't a fan of or anything, man? I wanted to ask, hold on, can I ask real quick, what was it like to experience it in a theater?
Bro, it was awesome. It was amazing. It was super cool to see it in theaters. It felt like, I'm sure we're all the same age, we were able to go see it in the movies in theaters. It felt like that again. When you go see the movies for the first time and just like sitting in anticipation. It was my theater was packed out.
Wow.
It was awesome. And then it was kind of funny too. Like the theater people were not messing around with like the spoiler things. They gave us a warning at the beginning and were like, no phones out during the screening. And then they were like walking up and down the aisle. They were walking up and down the aisles, like making sure nobody had their phones out. I was like, okay,
dang,
they're taking this seriously.
Did you feel like people kind of respected that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
people
awesome.
Really respected that.
That
as far as
awesome,
I could tell,
dude.
I didn't see any problems. But yeah, it was amazing.
All right, back into whatever you were saying. I didn't mean to interrupt you. That's so cool though. Tell us what you were going to say.
Oh, I was just saying the only thing I really had a problem with was just, that's just because I read the Silmarillion recently, and the whole thing was Galadriel going to Valinor. I kind of knew that she was already banned at that point.
Yeah, right.
From the, she's tangentially part of the kinslaying. But that was just like, if I hadn't read the books before, it wouldn't have bothered me. Like my wife was like, oh, I didn't care about that at all. I haven't read the book, so it was just awesome to me.
I felt like it was a cool, like if you're going to deviate from the Silmarillion, it was a cool like character, like mini arc within an episode to tie it back to Finrod and to tie it back to her fight, like choosing to stay in Middle Earth, kind of a deal. Yeah.
Right. And she has to be banned for some reason, right? So
yeah.
They kind of gave her like a new, so it's like her rejecting the gift of like her new band. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I get a great point.
I understood that.
Yeah.
So it bothered me in the moment, but then after I thought about it, I was like, it doesn't like ruin my enjoyment of the TV show at all. So it is what it is.
Since you're fresh from reading the Silmarillion, it was either Seth or Christian that brought up like, or it might have even been Josh. I can't remember. Everyone's running together, but like the changes that have been made. Sometimes was it Christian who was talking about the Hobbit maybe, and he was saying that sometimes the changes in the Hobbit felt like they were there was no real good reason for it. Do you feel like so far changes that have been in the show in this very brief time we've 2 episodes that they've been like acceptable changes as opposed to there's no point for that?
Yeah, like they have to have a reason, and like I said, the whole thing with her going to Valinor and there being a new band, that's obviously a new reason for why she's banned. Like I get why they had to do it because they don't really have the rights to the Silmarillion. They still have to kind of come up with reasons for certain things to still happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's as long as there's like a good reason for it, it doesn't bother me.
I love it, Tino.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like maybe we were born in the same place and maybe separated at birth or something. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
I am a fellow Midwesterner. I'm from Michigan, so.
Oh,
go blue,
my.
baby! Go blue, Tino.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
you know why
I live in a city called Pontiac, like 25 minutes north of Detroit.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm like Detroit area.
You know why they call Ohio almost heaven? Because it's almost Michigan, man.
Oh my! There's a bunch of blasphemy up in here.
See, I love hearing you guys say that stuff because when I first started listening, I was like, "Oh, this is a great podcast," and then I heard you're from Ohio, and I'm like, I don't know.
See,
and then I heard you guys say "Go Blue" and the
That's
pure
right.
Michigan thing. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's the sound for the name game. I totally forgot. Yeah. Oh man, I love, dude. Next time we come up to, so we had a trip planned. We're not going to be able to do it, but we were thinking about getting up to Michigan this fall. And when we drive through, we'll have to drive through Pontiac and see Tino real quick for sure.
For sure.
Dude.
Let me know.
Yeah, you guys
man.
just enjoy that state up north. Have fun. Have fun up there.
you Homer. You're such a Homer.
Gotta be. My dad's listening downstairs. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. Thank you, Frank. Yeah.
Goodness.
All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. But,
okay.
You guys stay blessed.
All right, man.
Tino,
thanks
God
so
bless
much,
you, man. Dang, man. Oh, so cool.
You guys be good.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Good to talk to you guys. Bye.
Oh, dude, it's an honor. It's an honor, man.
Lane,
For us, not for him. It's an honor for us, not for Tino.
Right.
There's no way that he was honored by that, but that did. Gosh, man. As I can't keep doing this, I'm getting emotional, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't. Should I answer the next one or should I let it go?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Dang, this is.
Oh no. Oh, we all shut down. Lane's phone shut down.
Unknown caller.
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Ez is on overload, flying solo over here. Hold on a second here. How? Let me see here.
Call from
Jared Lane.
Lane Smith.
Man.
Hey, long-time talker, first-time caller. Name's Lane Smith. Got room for one more in this party?
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. I don't. So whoever just call right back in. I don't know what's going on. Is that
so
me?
Awesome.
I'm like looking at the phone, going cross-eyed. Like, am I pressing the right button?
You called yourself?
No, I don't know what would. I mean, did I press the right button? I'm not
think
sure.
You hung up on me, actually.
Hold and accept. Here we go. Hold on.
I
Here
think
we
you
go.
hung up on me. Okay.
Call from
Andrew.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press
Son of
2.
a. You know what? Hold on. Give it. And hold. Send.
Call from
Andrew.
Man.
Hello.
This is the. Hold on here. Hold on 1 second.
Honestly.
Well, there we go.
It's probably best that I'm not involved.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome. Am I on the Hobbit Hotline? My name is Lane. I'm from Ohio.
Who we got on here? Who's listening here?
This is Andrew.
Andrew, let's go. Holy.
Andrew, you called in, you dog.
Dude.
I try. I wanted other people to get through too. So.
Oh, look at that. What a gentleman, too. He's holding doors just like me, Ez.
I know he is. Andrew, it's good to hear your voice, man. I honestly.
My Lord.
So I'm going to answer, like, you have to do this whole thing where you press 1 to accept. Well, then somebody else is calling in. So I had to figure out how to, like, do a little switcherooski. But we got you on here, man. How's it going?
It's good. Everything's good. I'm glad that I got through to talk to you guys. It's nice that you guys are doing this.
Yeah. Andrew, you kidding me? Get out of here. It's nice that you're calling in. Like, you're doing us a favor, bro. I mean, this is like Christmas, maybe. I'm trying to think. The birth of my children, the first kiss with my wife. I mean, this is up there, guys. Like, it's not that level. But I feel like I'm kissing everyone. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Andrew, welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Get us in, man. Tell us what did you love? What did you hate? What are you looking forward to?
To be honest, I go into these things with I try to look at everything and just take it all in, and I like to go with the flow, and I haven't been disappointed. I've listened to other people talk and heard a lot of negative, and
and you know, it was slow. And I look at that stuff as you got to tell a story to get to a certain point.
Sorry, man, baby.
And I'm not very versed on of Tolkien's work. I got in when I actually found out about Lord of the Rings. It was a couple of months before the Two Towers came out. I'm sorry, the Return of the King came out on into the theater. So I got to see on DVD the Fellowship and the Two Towers very close to each other, and then went right into the theater to see the Return of the King.
What a high, man!
After that, I looked in. I got the Hobbit book. I tried reading it. I had a hard time comprehending things, so I got the audio book and I listened to that.
Hell yeah,
and I
man.
did the same thing with the Fellowship and the Two Towers and Return of the King. Tried reading the Silmarillion, but that didn't work out too well.
Yeah, for me either, man. Don't worry about it. It hasn't worked out for me either. You're in good company.
The other one that I tried was the Children of Hurin.
Yeah. Hurin. Yes.
So I couldn't. Again, the same thing. I tried reading, maybe got through if a chapter, if anything, and then I was like, I can't do it. So, but I like even if it does seem a little slow, I like the storylines leading up to the plots that you want to get to.
Yep.
And the only thing I can really compare that to, and listening to what everybody's saying, is when the Phantom Menace came out in theaters, how people were destroying it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, you know, I had friends that said the same thing. It's slow. It's not Star Wars. It's not this, but you got to give it that chance to, you know, to let the seed grow. Basically.
We're similar creatures, man, because I love the slow stuff. Like, to me, I've waxed on it often in this podcast, but you know, if I need to go reread something, I go to Concerning Hobbits. I go to the Unexpected Party, the beginning, or the Long Expected Party, the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, right? Like, that's where I go. I like living there. I like living in the Shire, the slow stuff. My dream series would be literally just a dramedy that was set in the Shire and literally explore the intricacies of their society. That's what I would love. So it's so refreshing to hear someone say that they loved that it was slow. It requires a lot of groundwork. It requires a lot of, I mean, we're being plopped into a brand new age with some characters that are brand new, or even characters like everyone has talked about who's called in, characters who we've known before but are different because they're thousands of years younger. They're in a different station. Like, they haven't achieved this elven ruler status. Right. So that takes a fair bit of time to set up. I think that's beautiful, man. Oh, I do want to encourage you with with Children of Hurin, I had the same problem. Like, I Silmarillion, I still haven't gotten into. Baron and Luthien, I read once. Children of Hurin took me forever. I bought one of those new copies, right, that has the map in the front. And I know, joke, it took me forever, man, but I unfolded that map every time I read, because it can kind of hang out of the side while you're still reading. And that helped me so much with, these people are here, because it jumps around all over the place, man.
Yeah.
It jumps. And there are regions that are flooded in the Third Age. Like, they're no longer a part of the world of Middle-earth that we know. Like, they've been submerged or whatever. And so that helped me to go, all right, these people are here. This action's happening here. Hurin went to this place. So if you take a stab at it again, get a copy. I'll even send you one. I'll send you the copy I have. Fold that map out. Use that map, and my God, it's like a life changer. And I tell you what, man, I said this to Sarah today, because she's been asked a lot of questions. We've been talking about Middle-earth stuff, and I was like, Sarah, I think Children of Hurin on its own is my favorite story in all of Middle-earth. It's my favorite story. Like, right below, or or neck and neck with the trilogy. I mean, it is such a good story, and something that could be adapted to film or TV so perfectly and seamlessly. You'll love it, dude. You will love it.
Okay, that sounds great. As far as one of the things with the show was, I was surprised to see Sauron as soon as we did.
Yes, me too.
And I think that it kind of helps, and because it makes an instant connection to to the storyline.
Yep.
Can grab some people if they're on the edge. And, I mean, but, there's nothing really else. I mean, it's just, I think that it's going to be a positive thing. My kids, my kids 6 and 8, and, my younger one is kind of like, he doesn't want to be bothered. My older one's like, this is boring.
Yeah.
But the stranger, where I think everybody's thinking it's Gandalf.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm not really sure, but I could see how people would say that. But I was kind of thinking, I don't know if it's even possible. Radagast, the Brown.
Yeah. People are throwing Radagast around for sure. Yes.
Only because, I mean, I know that the thing when he's talking to the insects, but that Radagast wasn't he really, the nature guy?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Dude, it's funny you bring this up. My cousin Luke texted me today, and he said he just read an article on the Astari or something. And he was like, dude, I'm leaning almost more. He did mention Gandalf, but he said it's Gandalf or Radagast, he thinks. So he brought up Radagast, and I haven't heard a lot of people say that because it seems like, I think maybe it might seem too obvious to people. They think it's got to be something else or it's got to be Gandalf, but you make great points, the connection to nature. And yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah,
dude.
why not? I mean,
why not?
Why not? I think you can make.
We don't know anything about him, really. I mean, not tons anyway. Yeah, so
I'd lose my mind if it were old Radagast Brown.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, and the only reason I would say it too is like I know everybody wants to see Gandalf, but I think that would be too obvious in my mind.
Yeah,
so I was thinking maybe they're trying to throw a curveball out there that
you got to watch for the curve.
Really blow people's mind.
Yeah,
Andrew, you got he knows about the curveball, baby.
Yeah,
my lord.
I love that. Yeah, no, that's good. The wizard speculation is just what's killing me. I'm loving it. I'm loving all the different connections.
Of course, this is your wheelhouse, baby. This is your dream.
It could be any one of them or a completely something new. He is an interesting fella, drawing in the dirt there. So I like him, and I just can't wait to see who it's going to turn out to be, and it's going to be. I think. What do you think, Andrew? Do you think it's going to be something that's revealed mid-season, or is it going to go all the way to the end of the season?
Great question.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, I think maybe it won't even be revealed till second season. I mean,
you go, baby.
They have a plan. So
long burn.
Long burn. Yeah, because you reveal other things. You could do different stuff with Galadriel and tell other stories, or the secret that Durin's got going on there. We got a couple of secrets up in here, and I feel like they can do, some can be dropped mid-season, some could go to the end. You need that big cliffhanger still left out there. So I love this. I just love what they're doing with this thing. So
yeah, and I mean, there's one other thing that I hate to even have to bring up.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Because there's so many people that are just so, in the negative way. I like that they're doing the intermixing in relationships across the board.
Yeah.
With so many different projects.
Yeah.
But in this specifically, like Tolkien's world, like I know you guys spoke about it on podcasts in the past, but where else would you have, different types of people running around and just mingling with each other?
I love it, man.
So,
I love it.
Just let's be free.
Yeah,
Andrew, you're beautiful, man.
No, it's
the free
good.
people's
of
Middle Earth. I think that's
there you go. The free
people's of Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Damn, Andrew, come on. Hey, dude, I want to thank you too. I don't want to be embarrassing or anything, but that message that you sent me was incredible. I can't thank you enough for taking time to send me a personal message, and it was incredibly encouraging and uplifting. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, man.
It's no bother at all. It's my pleasure. And everybody, like I said, everybody has their own things that nobody knows what
absolutely
somebody else is bearing. So
part of what makes life beautiful. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a good man, Andrew. You're a good man, buddy.
Yes, you are. My lord, what an honor to talk to you, bro. Thank you for calling in, man.
The honor's mine, and you guys are great.
Nah, hey,
yeah,
there's no way that was an honor for Andrew. That was an honor for us.
He's doing us a favor, buddy. He's doing us a favor.
They doing it. All these people.
We said call us in, do us a favor. So I appreciate him.
Lord.
I love Andrew. He's a good dude, and known him for a while. So good to hear his voice, man. We'll be in touch soon, buddy, for sure.
Wow.
All right.
See you, Andrew.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right.
Bye.
Man.
Dang.
Wow, buddy. I tell you right now, we got more coming in.
Down.
I mean, people are calling nonstop. I don't know what to do. You said let it run. So
just shut it down, bro. I can't.
We got Colorado coming in here.
Good Lord.
You ready for that?
Rocky Mountain High. John Denver, is that you?
Hold on. Here we go. Hold on.
Call.
Is this the stranger from Colorado?
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Accept. Yep, accept.
Hey.
Whoa, hey, there we go.
John Denver. Who's calling from Colorado?
Oh, I wish. It's Jared. Jared Lane.
Jared Lane, Mr. Composer himself. Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline, Jared.
Oh, thanks, guys.
How are you doing, man?
Oh, dude, I'm great. I'm fantastic. How are you guys doing?
We're doing wonderful. Now, okay, so what is this going to be, man? Is this going to be a full-blown musical interpretation of what we heard? Are we still saving that for a standalone episode? I hope that we are.
We can do what you guys. We can do what you guys want. Yeah.
I want to dedicate your deeper thoughts to a standalone episode. If that's still okay with you. This is a deal being made. Well, it was made in DMs. We're not going to talk about DMs.
Whoa, yeah.
But it's also being sealed up here on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jared is a composer. He actually. Now, I got a question, dude. Now, because there a lot of things have happened in the past few years. Did you ever send us that theme that you composed, or is that still? Okay? Because I'm waiting for it, baby. I think that's the meteor in my sky. I'm waiting to see just blaze. Is the new, and I think that we're ready for it. I think with this new adventure, I think we're ready for a new theme from Jared.
Yeah, maybe I'll take some cues from the show.
Oh, stop it!
And
stop
try to
it!
make it sound like the show a little bit.
This is beautiful. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Jared is a composer. He is going to come on. We're going to do a special episode where he, it's similarly to how Rebecca broke down from a musical standard her interpretation of the soundtrack and what it means for the show. Right. We're going to talk to Jared along the similar lines of like how he feels about it. And now this is something crazy. Kurt Jones revealed to us today. I haven't been keeping up on this. Sent me a text and said, "Y'all aware of this? That they're releasing episode-specific soundtracks every week." Did you see this, Jared?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've used when the soundtrack came out of whether we would get like a complete recordings thing, right? How Howard Shore eventually released the complete recordings, of course, and it seems like maybe we're getting this week by week on Amazon Music with the episode specific soundtracks. So
that would be fantastic.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So enough talking for me. What did you think about the 2-episode premiere? Loves, hates, what are you looking forward to? And also your own little spin, musical interaction.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So I felt like they nailed the feeling, like spot on.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have any trouble. Like, I know in the first 2 episodes they're setting the foundation for a lot, but I just felt like I was right back in there. Nothing was really bothering me that much at all about the whole thing. And I loved it. Like the opening prologue when they summarized like the whole first stage in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Was just so awesome because it hit so many like major points, like the mound from like the War of Wrath, the sinking of Valerian, and just all of that stuff. And so I was all gung ho. And then Elrond and Durin and their relationship was, I think, my favorite part of the first 2 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, that one blew me away. Actually,
really
I wasn't really expecting all of that. That was something that was. I mean, we kind of saw that in the promo and stuff, but the depth of it or the emotion, because you're kind of laughing, chuckling like a little bit with the dwarves, and then you're thinking this is going to be happy, jolly. It's not. It's serious, and then it gets touching. So all in 5 to 10 minutes.
Yep, that's what. Because I feel like we've never really seen dwarves be so
hurt in a way. Yes, vulnerable.
Yeah,
I guess maybe it's about yes. But so can I ask your response to Elrond? We talked about it with a few of our different callers, like because I was skeptical at first. I was it Christian or Seth who was talking about his appearance, right? And I was sort of on that same boat. I'm like, nah, he doesn't look like Hugo Weaving. I was so hung up on how he looked that I didn't allow in early judgments the room for how he was going to perform. And for me, like I almost forget Hugo Weaving is Elrond. I know it's sacrilege to say or heresy. This kid is doing such a good job that I'm in on Elrond. I'm bought in. Like, what was your response to him as a I would say markedly visually different looking interpretation of Elrond?
You know, at first, I think it was a little jarring for like 5 seconds, and then he had his first line.
Yeah.
And then this seemed like such a because I feel like they've made Galadriel and Elrond almost like the elf equivalent of like a mid-20-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
And so he's just getting in, you know, he's not an elf lord yet. So he's learning, he's young. And so he doesn't have that like lord quality to him quite yet.
Yes.
I loved that dynamic. So I was taken aback a little bit, but after a few minutes, I loved it.
I almost feel like maybe they established or reestablished that, like you said, so they don't act the same around other people, but with each other. Like the fact that they had that conversation and moment together, it felt like, because that's how we've seen them in the past. We've seen a lot of like Galadriel and Elrond, like either communicating or like the way they interacted together felt the same. That felt like the same type of interaction, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because like in the movies, I feel like they have a very like iron sharpens iron sort of relationship.
Yes.
And they each other. And I feel like you can see that starting in this episode. Like when they were having a conversation with all the trees that have so many Easter eggs in it. So cool.
Yes.
But you know,
all right. So what are your other thoughts? Like what did you love? Is there anything you didn't like from the first 2 episodes? What are you looking forward to? And then like, again, if you want to just go on a little bit of a tease for the musical aspect and the impact of that, what Bear's done, please give us a little taste.
Yeah, dude. So I thought just one of the things that struck me so much about the soundtrack was the Valinor track. Because I feel like you could go 2 ways. You could make it huge and epic and awesome, but I feel like Bear understands the stories. And I feel like he did his research, because Valinor it's almost like this pure, holy, innocent, unspoiled place. And then like what better instrument than a children's choir to start out the theme for that?
Wow.
You know, like the Numenor track is huge. And then he's like, I'm going to put home the deeper meaning of Valinor with this theme. I'm not just going to make it big and epic, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like,
like a purity and a simplicity and a utopia type feel. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. And then the only thing was I felt like Galadriel can't swim 2,000 miles, but that's okay.
Hey, right. Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
she's got that mirror. She had to get that water from somewhere, man. You know what I mean? Like, she's living by the river. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe she's got an affinity. She's probably on the Elven swim team. I mean, you'd have to be at some point.
Had to be. Well, at least after that, she sure was. I mean,
had to be. And then she wasn't even really out of breath, I mean, especially after swimming over from the sea monster, she hops on board and Halbrand's like, all right, I guess I'll take you on. And she's like, let me adjust this thing that doesn't need adjusting. Did you guys catch that? She was like literally pulling on a rope for a stick. And I'm like, what is that doing?
Yeah, well, I actually
other than giving her something to handle on the ship and look like she's in charge of the little wreckage. I don't know what that's doing, Galadriel. I mean, you're not fooling us, but it's cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Her swimming abilities may have been something we didn't necessarily know about, but yes. Are there any other like themes or musical, again, just a little taste, not too much, that stood out to you that were striking or just again,
the ones
like
you liked
something you were drawn to? Yeah.
So I'll hypothesize about something for a little bit.
Okay.
I can't remember where it was talked about, but it caught my attention. And so I looked up the translation of one of the songs. And one of the songs, they're like singing "Come Forth, Lord of Darkness" or something like that. And so it made me wonder that if either it's like orcs or men singing about Sauron, or if already in episode 1, like Numenorians are going to be worshiping Morgoth already, and they're like that evil, you know? And so I don't know what's going to happen. I guess we'll see next episode, because I feel like we'll see Numenor next episode. But
remind me never to learn the Elvish or whatever it is and sing that one, because wow, I don't want the Dark Lord coming forth.
Yeah,
that is see, that's the beautiful thing about looking up, especially like I mean, I've joked around about Valinor, Valinor, and I know that's not what they're saying, but in my mind, they're just singing Valinor over and over again.
Yeah.
So like you're right, there's a whole nother hidden cryptic meaning for these pieces and these songs, right? The singing aspects that are like, I think of the same with Khazad-dûm, right? I mean, that's Dwarvish they're singing in, presumably. And then Nampot, like who is Nampot? I think that he's this one dude we've been seeing, the orc guy with the snake skin like shawl, but I don't know. Like that was something that Rebecca brought up that I didn't even think about, because I'm not musical, about all of the storytelling and like you said, foreshadowing that happens in music, in pieces, and in also like choral aspects of music as well. And we know that like Tolkien built his world around a song and around language. And so the fact that is something, like you said, that Bear is not missing out on is something that, again, that norms like me are going to be blown away by. So brilliant, man.
Yeah, I was so blown away when I listened to the score. I just got so happy. Like you guys, I listened to it on repeat. For the whole week before the episode.
Let me make a confession. Since it's come out, it's the only thing I've listened to other than Led Zeppelin. And that's only because I forgot how many references Led Zeppelin makes to Middle Earth. I was it's one of the other. That's what I'm listening to keep me in the world. Do you feel so I want to ask you this real quick. Do you feel like Bear did did like the perfect job of keeping his own style while also alluding to Howard Shore's work?
Oh yeah, and we can get into this in the episode, like exactly how I think he does it musically, but I think the choirs are a huge component. Like when I was trying just to listen to the choirs and how he wrote those parts, like if you just took the choirs out and listened to them, it sounds like it's very Lord of the Rings-esque sort of choirs, but they're always kind of in the background, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I feel like that did a really good job of linking it. But he also did the same technique of, like leitmotifs. Every character has a theme. Races have themes. So just that, like, that technique of scoring and connects it well, I think, too.
Wow. I can't wait for this episode.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a little preview of what's to come. We're gonna drop it midweek, either over the next couple of weeks. We're gonna find time for it. We're still in kind of a euphoric state from these first two episodes because we've absolutely loved them. But we are going to be hearing more from Jared. It's going to be really, really cool to hear his like the composer side of perspective of these shows, and specifically the music. So unreal, dude. I'm glad that you've enjoyed the episodes, though, that they've kind of matched the anticipation, because the music kind of set a high bar too. That was the other thing. I was like, man, it made me anticipate. It's anticipated at a higher level, but also I hope that the visual aspect like lives up to this, because this is crazy.
Yeah, and it did for me, at least, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Wow. This is crazy, man. Again, names we've seen for a long, long time.
This is cool, buddy. It's really cool to hear your voice
coming to life. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Did Lane just pop off there? Oh, is he on here? Okay, he's there.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm just listening, baby. When the composer's in your presence, you just listen.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
That's what you're supposed to do.
No, Jay, I want to say thanks. I'm dealing with a little Black Rider situation over here, friends. So I'm not even counting. It's crazy. It's crazy. But hey, thank you so much, man. And then we'll have to schedule that next chat. You know what I mean? The full thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks,
Thank you
man.
for calling in, man. It was amazing to talk to you. Yep.
Yeah, it was good to talk to you guys too.
You too, brother. Honor, man. An absolute honor.
All right, so we got wow, man,
dude.
it's 9:45. We still got plenty of time, dude. You know,
Good Lord, what is happening?
It's awesome. It's everything we wanted. You know what I mean? It's great. We got a caller from Colorado again. Can I hit this?
A Colorado?
Yeah, we just missed it. There we
go. Get out of here.
Call on back. Let's see who we got here.
Call on back from Colorado. Colorful, isn't it? Colorful Colorado.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do something here.
Okay, so listen. As we're listening, I'm actually like I've got Led Zeppelin actually playing up on YouTube. All right, Am I allowed to say that? Will this get us kicked off YouTube? Demonetized? I can't know. I never know. Can I reference bands?
Yeah. No, you definitely
I just can't play their full songs at the beginning of an episode.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just the gyrations of Jimmy Page are just something to behold, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could get up on a mic and just not even sing, but just move like him. What do you think someone would do? Like if you and I we had a quote unquote concert and we didn't sing, we just moved like rock stars.
That'd be wild.
Would they call an ambulance, you think? Or
I don't know. Hey,
it's kind of beautiful. Yeah.
One second. I want to take this one real quick. Real quick here. Hold on.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you and I, we always dreamed of being on the radio, and this is the closest.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who are we talking to? Who is this?
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Is this Painter McKay? Who is this? Who's this caller? Name thyself.
This is Pete Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson from New Zealand.
Well, more so your Peter Jackson, I guess.
Peter Jackson isn't Cam.
Wow, yeah, Cameron, how's it going?
Cam Hansen. Hey, you know what is kind of interesting, Cam, is you're a son of Han, and he's a son of Jack. And I think Jack Hanna is a Columbus guy. And so maybe you guys got like some sort of, I think you got this. Well, I didn't say anything about a love child. Okay.
Well, hey, I can dream.
But I mean, we love both of you, so I can dream. Can I? Oh my God, Cam. Okay, so we talked specifically about cinematic stuff last time, bro. I want to know.
Well, I listen. I just wanted to pop on here really quick.
Okay.
They've all heard my voice enough. They've heard my rambling.
Did you want to tell me happy? Are we about to talk to Courtney?
No. She's not here. I wanted to say that I love you guys and
in
that
my
you guys
shirt,
are awesome.
but you won't. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I just wanted to sing your praises briefly. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, please, Cameron.
Like, you know what? We don't need that, Cam. Okay. We don't need. We're not worthy of it, bro.
I know. I guess you guys don't. You guys have all these people on here. The hotline is
Cam, we paid them all
tonight. That is for sure.
We paid them all. My phone is actually warm right now. I don't know if that's a real thing, but my line is hot.
Well, you know what? You guys just had me call in this time slot. You guys said, please call in, Cam, at like 9:45. And I said, okay, guys. I will.
Yeah.
And if I can find the time.
Then he got the Venmo, and he was like, wow, I guess I really have to. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Friendship, just like Sauron.
Well, yeah, like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to let other people get a chance to talk, but I wanted to say hello because we don't get to talk enough.
I know.
I agree with you,
I'm on the podcast every other day, it seems like. But.
Hey,
do you want to give? Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Let me. Hey, you know what? Let me talk to Cameron. Okay. You know what I mean?
Here. All right. I'm shutting up. Okay. I don't talk to adults, man. I talk to kids all day. You know, it's nice to talk to adults.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Hey, Cameron, you've been doing this. Just a real quick update, by the way, on the points. Who is the leading character?
Yeah.
Is it still Galadriel, right?
Blaine Smith.
I had it pulled up.
Okay.
Yep, Galadriel is still in the lead at 18.
Dang it around here.
By the sea monster.
Dang it around here.
And
Bronwyn. Is Arondir getting points for being like a sexy beast?
I mean,
he should be.
Yes. He actually just has 3 points right now.
That is, dude. I don't want to say it, but that doesn't seem right to me, man.
You're right. I mean, hey,
He almost, I mean, a little bit more, and they would have got those intimacy coordinated points, but they just.
Good Lord. How about hold on. How about the grab of the pinky? That was huge.
Huh.
Bronwyn grabbing his pinky when they were literally star-crossed lovers.
He grabbed his pinky? I didn't even see that.
She grabbed his pinky, dog, and he was like,
oh my God.
You making this up. I missed that.
Hey. You go watch it, fellas. It's in the trailer, for God's sakes.
Okay.
Wow, I can't believe you guys are doubting my Arondir loyalty or my noticing of.
I know.
I love it.
I think I was just too lost in his eyes, I think.
Man, yeah, doesn't he have beautiful? Also, like, have you guys noticed all of the red carpet outfits that they have been slaying it? Every single one of them, killing it on the red carpet.
Oh, absolutely, they have been. They look great.
Like the most fashionable cast of all. And I know some people are like, they don't dress themselves, Lane. I'm like, well, yeah, but a lot of them would choose outfits, and they are like maybe the best dressed. It's just funny to go back to like the early 2000s and see what the guys and girls were wearing for Lord of the Rings, and then see like how far fashion has come and how expressive it is, and it's a beautiful thing, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cam, I'm going to put you on the spot. You're the point master. You just told us about the totals of the points and how that's coming along. How are the roles for me and Ez in a Star Wars fan film developing? Have you secured those roles yet?
Oh my!
Not to put you on the spot. Can we talk to the director?
Yeah, still working on it. Yeah, I mean, I want to get it. I mean, I've been trying to get Ezra on a call here, but he's
well, we're here.
The man's been busy.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, okay. Let me go get him on.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute. Now, listen. Now, hold on. Like, look, dude, look. I was your primary actor, okay? And you're trying to get only Ezra role?
That's
Is that
true.
What's going on here?
Cameron, that's betrayal.
Is this what it feels like to be used, Cam?
Well,
is this what it feels like?
While we're live on the podcast, I'm going to come at you, but on the side, dude. Thanks. Like, please hook me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to start a Star Wars podcast as well, and then
God, so I guess
privilege.
Wow, so I guess I have to like audition 20 times like Ishmael Cruz. Well, that's fine. You know what? With this example before me, I will.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah.
Okay, I will overcome. It's all good. That's fine.
We can just pretend that you're Matt, and we'll have you come in.
Oh, yeah.
With that, I mean, that might actually work. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. Let's work that
out. Oh man.
I can play characters. I'm an actor.
We're actually like I'm getting on a call with the director tomorrow about.
Well, this is fortuitous timing, my
I guess
friend.
we're gonna try to shoot like a trailer sometime soon. I don't even know what my exact role is still, but we're gonna talk about that tomorrow some more. And
you need to be DOP. If he's not making you DOP, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, don't I?
I'm biased.
Oh man. You guys are awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed Cam's unexpected Firelight Fable, there is like a sequel of sorts in the works. And by in the works, I mean like we've texted about it a few times, and I still haven't sent the rinky-dink little what are they called? Storyboards over to Cam. But there is a plan for a sequel to an unexpected Firelight Fable.
Let's go.
Maybe next summer. I mean, I don't know. Now that I said it, it has to happen. Maybe next summer. By next summer.
Your way, 2025.
I mean, right? I mean, we can make it happen. It's just me. I gotta communicate my idea, and it's literally in a place I can't get to right now, and so, and I can't restart from scratch because those terrible drawings were like just too good to recreate in a sense. But I'm excited about it. I actually, the only 3 people who know about it is Ez, Lottie, and Sarah. Sarah was she heavily criticized the concept at every turn, which is good because you know what? Stay hungry, stay humble. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Lottie loved it. Lottie loved the concept, and I saw Ez's eyes lighting up, thinking,
"Yep,
it's my turn, baby.
It's my turn.
It's my turn to be the star of a commercial. Sit your little Red Wing boot butt down, and you let Daddy take the reins, okay? And maybe Lane's gonna be a bad boy. Maybe Lane, and you know what? Maybe Lane's always wanted to be a bad boy.
Man,
right?
where is this?
Anyway,
I did turn the light off on the video. I didn't realize it was going to get this dark up in here.
Hey, man, I might have accidentally been singing "Come Forth, Dark Lord" without even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like Jared just revealed that. So,
I mean, which light do you follow when there is no light? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got to touch that darkness.
Wow, okay,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's a scary ass. You know, I don't know if I can do that. It's a bad ask, and sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Goodness. Well, hey, Cam, we're excited though, man. You know.
What's your newest something? Listen, what's your newest project people can go check out? Because we know you're always working. We know you're getting tattooed, always working under each eye, like Post Malone, always tired.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now we're just in post-production on some stuff. Just shot a little spec commercial for a horror company, e-commerce company. But so that was kind of just like a little passion project for them. And then, little resume booster. We're going to be posting that hopefully within the next 15 days. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be done soon, but we already shot it. It's just getting edited right now and all that jazz.
Tell people where to find you. Tell people where to find you live too, real quick, so that they can check out these things you're talking about.
Yeah, my Instagram is Cameron.n.Hansen, and then if I have the link to my website and all that on my Instagram and my bio. Yeah,
let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's me,
Cameron. You better call me every week.
Somebody else's turn.
You modern day kids, man, I can't keep up with all the embedding my website. What is he even saying?
What's he mean, dude? What's he?
As Cam, I remember a time where you had to physically rewind your tape. You know it?
Yeah,
that's what I remember.
Be kind,
that's
rewind.
The only embedding I ever did. You know what I'm saying?
Be kind, rewind, my friend.
Be kind, rewind. It's a great movie, by the way. That's an awesome movie. Yeah, go check that one out. That's some free advice for people. Go watch Jack Black and Mos Def, or Yasmin Bleak in Be Kind, Rewind. Great movie. Cam Hansen, everyone. You know what? If you haven't heard of his work, don't worry. You will.
You will.
All right? Like literally Peter Dixon of Ohio. Maybe of the U.S. I don't know. Like Steven Spielberg better watch Spielberg. Jeez, cow. Too much talking.
You got the New Zealand's coming out there.
Good Lord, mate. Like, what's going on, mate? Yeah. Something's happening.
All right. I'm sure there's somebody banging on the door to get in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're paying them. Love you, bro.
All right.
Love you, Cam.
Love you guys.
Hey, get Courtney on next time, would you? Jeez.
Yeah, please.
That's a good idea. I will.
Special request.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Yeah.
Jeez.
See ya.
See you, brother.
See you, buddy.
I love him, man.
He's great.
When he and Max talk, I'm like, it's kind of like young us. I don't know.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It honestly is great. I think we got 2 more people trying to get in.
Let's go, baby.
2 more. We're going to see. We've got someone here coming in hot. Here we go. Let's see.
Levi Myers.
To accept, press 1.
You are on the Hobbit Hotline. Can you hear us?
Hey, this is Levi.
Levi, let's go. How's it going, man?
Welcome to the.
Hey, I'm a really new listener to the podcast. Relatively,
Let's go,
I've
Levi.
been listening for like a year, and I'm trying to catch up. I'm just at the choices of Master Samwise and the Two Towers. So
let's go.
But,
man. That's a monumental task to try and catch up with all the ramblings of 2 hobbits, my friend. I commend you, Levi.
Yeah, doing my best here, but yeah, I got hooked on the podcast from Jared Lang, who just called. He's one of my best friends. We went to college together.
Wow.
So yeah, we were both music majors, and went through all the great theory classes and all that fun stuff.
Wow.
But, yeah. So he got me hooked on your podcast, and it's just great. I love it.
Let's go. So Levi, tell us what you think about the first of all, it's wonderful to talk to you. Nice to meet you. It's nice to have listeners coming in regularly. That's wonderful. What'd you think of the first 2 episodes? What'd you think about the music? Likes, dislikes? Tell us everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I honestly try not to read anything about it before I watched it. Like, I tried to just keep myself as separated from it as much as I could, so I didn't have any expectations.
It's an awesome approach. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought they really did a great job of, you know, capturing the feel of Tolkien, but not just copying Peter Jackson. So it was fresh and new, but it still felt classic and timely. And I mean, you can tell the love that they put into the visuals, especially. I mean, that's just amazing. And then, I mean, the music. You'll talk to Jared, and he'll give you all the scoop about that. I mean, he already has, and you guys know what's up. But it was great. I loved it, and I haven't been on this whole live call, so I don't know how much people have already said, but I really enjoyed getting to see Galadriel and Elrond as younger versions of themselves. And, getting to see different sides of their characters. So that was pretty cool. And I was watching the first 2 episodes with people who are, you know, like mild movie fans. So they appreciated it. And I was freaking out like, yo, Gallad, what? And they're like, who's Joe Gallad? I'm like, he's that guy. He's the High King. It's cool. Trust me. But wow. No, I thought they just did a great job of, you know, capturing the spirit and the world, and I'm here for it. So
nice.
Levi, those are awesome. I mean, that's something that's come up in almost, believe it or not, every phone call is the presentation, or I guess even like interpretation of Elrond and Galadriel, and how they're not even close to like who we find them in the trilogy, but they still feel the same people, or the same elves, I guess, really. And that's not an easy thing. That's a lot of things. That's writing, that's like story running, that's also acting choices, then that's acting interpretation, and that's directing. That's so many components to get that right. And the fact that they got it right, and it's standing out, and that it's letting us like forgive other things that we know aren't exactly how they happened in Tolkien's world. That's what Peter Jackson did, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure. It's like capturing the essence it's like, to use a biblical analogy, like it's getting the spirit of the law, maybe not every little letter of it, but
go. Wow. Bringing the word into the word, dog. Holy cow.
There you go.
Levi, a biblical character himself, my Lord. That's amazing, man. What are you looking forward to most, I guess?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely looking forward to whenever we get around to creating the rings, because that's just going to be cool. And, you know, seeing how Sauron shows up as the Lord of Gifts, and just what that all is going to go down like. Yep. I'm excited to see that. And then definitely, I mean, who the stranger is. I know there have been lots of theories out there. I personally really hope it's not Gandalf. Gandalf is my favorite character, but I think it'd be great for them to branch out and do something else. But Gandalf for life though. But so I'll be interested to see who he is if it turns out. I mean, Jared, not to throw him under the bus, he was saying maybe it's Sauron, and other people said that too. But I'm like, we'll see. I'm excited to see that, and then also to see the Hobbits in a different place than the Shire, and in a different time period. That's pretty fun. So.
Do you like what they've done musically with the Harfoots? Just real quick, a little caveat. Do you like what they've done musically?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't listened to it as much as probably you or definitely Jared has, but I feel like it works to help just set the mood. It hasn't stood out to me particularly one way or the other. I haven't listened to those tracks as much, don't have a great answer for that. But overall, I've been super impressed with the music, and it's been great.
Maybe it's doing its job perfectly then. If you've seen the episodes and it fits in with what you're seeing visually, then it's sometimes I think music, if it stands out too much, it might be like a sign that the show or movie isn't very good visually, or acting wise. But if it like complements it perfectly, you almost kind of forget it's there in a sense. You know what I mean? And you're right. If you haven't been listening to the soundtrack much, I think you probably would watch the show, and it would be so embedded and so complimentary that you'd be like, what music? It was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I mean, if the composer is working really hand in hand with the director and the screenwriter, all them, it's going to just mesh perfectly. So I'm definitely, I want to go back and listen to things more intently and sort of analyze it a little more. But at this point, it hasn't stood out to me as negative. I'll say that.
That's awesome, man. Levi, it was so good talking. Anything else you want to say? Anything? This is your time, man. I mean, the microphone of Middle Earth is yours.
Well, hey, I mean, I appreciate what y'all are doing. I know I'm way behind, so that's part of the reason I haven't interacted much in the groups or anything, because I'm just like, I don't know what's happening now. I'm so far behind, but I'm trying to catch up. and I love the podcast, and I listen to it whenever I can. So it's great.
Beautiful, man. Hey, thank you for calling Levi, everyone, a real life time traveler. He is way back in 2019, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm way back there. Way back.
That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Someday I'll be in the present day.
That's awesome. Wow.
All right. Well, thank you guys. You have a great night.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thanks for calling in. It was awesome to talk to you. Great to meet you.
Yeah, thanks, Levi.
Yeah, you too. You too. All right. Bye.
Man, we're gonna have to pay Jared double, I guess.
Yeah, we definitely are. Definitely
give him a double helping, and we're gonna have to pay him for. Did we have that Amazon money yet? Has that come through?
No. They decided that we weren't. That we. I don't know.
We didn't make the list. Okay. Well.
So yeah.
That's too bad. I was kind of banking on that. That's why I started digging the pool. That's fine.
Right.
I can fill it back up.
I think we got a couple more coming in.
Good Lord.
You ready?
You got stamina for this, man? I mean,
I don't know. Maybe two more, maybe.
This is unexpected. Honestly. I mean,
yeah.
Let's go. Bring them on, baby. Bring them on.
All right, here we go.
Phil Fidel.
To accept, press 1.
Phil Fidel.
Who is? Hey, welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who is this? Is this are we going to learn of the histories of Middle Earth here?
You might.
Is this Phil?
How's it going? It is.
Is this Phil Faramir?
Philly.
It is.
What is up? Been too long. Like, what are you? How are you? How are you feeling with this show, man? I mean, we're about to enter into your realm. We're about to bang down the doors of Numenor, or open the sails, or whatever you want to say. How stoked are you?
I am in awe of everything happening right now.
Wow, dude, that is so good to hear. Because in our Peeking in the Palantir section, I'm going to read a comment from someone left on one of our posts, right? And it's just kind of expressing like a difference in excitement level for the show. And I thought about you. I thought about several of our other friends who love the second and first age. And I thought to myself, this would be like, if this was your favorite time, like if the Numenorians were your favorite people, or if you really loved Galadriel or whatever, you're into the first age and Valinor and all that stuff, this could be equal parts like exciting and terrifying entering into this interpretation, right? Because there's so much, you're so invested in this particular part of the storytelling. Whereas for like someone like me, I mean, third age is it like the trilogy, this is all bonus for me, essentially, is what I'm saying. So the fact that you are excited and you've been pleased with everything you've seen so far, that's huge, man. That means they've done their job, like for fans like you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think they've done an awesome job so far, and like the flashback, you know, starting in kind of like the first age and then going into the War of Wrath, seeing that, which I kind of like expected to be in there, because on preview you kind of see glimpses of it. So I was like, oh, I wonder if that is what it is. Yeah. And then once you see the flashback, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool that they're touching on all these things that we never thought we'd see on the big screen.
Yeah, crazy, right? To see the two trees and to see like a almost kind of an artistic interpretation of Ungoliant and Morgoth like destroying the two trees. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, it was like it reminded me a little bit of like the story of the three brothers from the Harry Potter. When Hermione's kind of, sorry if you hear Amelia in the background. When Hermione's telling the story of like the three brothers and the the Elder Wand, the Sorcerer's Stone, and
for the explosive invisibility, where it goes into like almost like not cartoony, but like a storytelling, and it just kind of differs from the main movie itself. And it just reminded me a little bit of that, and I thought it was super cool how they did it. It was just like a quick overview and Galadriel narrating, and it was so well done.
Yeah, it felt super prologue-y, and also like that it's something they could go back to and elaborate on. I think it was brilliant. I think a lot of people were envisioning like a full episode length prologue where you really explored like as much rights as they had to the first stage. And I think what they ended up doing was perfect, because if they ever get more rights, or if they ever find different ways they can incorporate nuggets included in what they have access to rights wise, they could elaborate on that, maybe in another show, maybe in a movie. I thought it was brilliantly done. Okay, so what do you being like such a fan of Numenor, what are you most excited about? Like this next episode, we're going to be there, man. I mean, what are you most excited about? What are you is there anything you don't like from what you've seen so far? And like which character are you most excited for in the Isle of Numenor?
Well, I'm a huge Isildur fan.
Yes,
he's one of my favorite characters. I'm not a big fan of how they made him look in the Fellowship of the Ring, because they didn't give him enough credit. But I love him, so I'm super stoked to see him, and obviously Elendil. And our Farazan, the first king of Numenor, and his wife Tarmiriel it's gonna be super awesome seeing them, and just the island itself. We caught glimpses of it in the previews too, but I know that's just gonna be like breathtaking and just totally insane to see. But I don't know why this song came into my head today. Julia's here too, by the way.
Hi guys. Hey Julia. Hey Julia, what's up?
But I was singing it earlier. She was laughing at me, but it's like, if Numenor doesn't give us the Shrek introduction to Duloc, where it's like Duloc, and like there's not like Galadriel shows up and rings the doorbell, and this all happens, like I'm gonna be severely disappointed.
That's one of my that. So the girls have actually been watching. Full disclosure, Ruth's favorite, I would say favorite series at this point is Shrek. She loves watching. I don't know. Like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Let's just watch Shrek. Let's get into it. And Ruth, she wants to watch anything. It's Shrek now. She's obsessed. She will lay in bed before bed, all delirious because she's exhausted, and will quote lines from Shrek the Third. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a beast that I recognize, that I've unlocked here. Okay. But yeah, that is one of my favorite movies or moments in any movie ever, is that intro, the Duloc, Welcome to Duloc song. Yeah, we need to Welcome to Numenor. I think maybe you should write it. Collaborate with some of the composers we've had talk to us so far. Get Rebecca Robney to play it. You sing it, and then we pitch it to Amazon, and maybe we'll get it in enough time it can make the episode.
I hope so. That would be great. I don't know why that came in my head. It was just randomly did like 10 minutes ago, right before I got the notification again that you guys went live. So I was like, oh, that needs to happen.
It's because we're seeing like a I don't know, like something we've never seen in the Third Age, of like a group of men in their height. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna see that, and that's something that's really and a special group of men too. A group of men who they were on the right side and they were rewarded. So I actually that's awesome, dude.
Most of them.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Maybe
yeah, the
so
ones who remembered. There you go.
But...
The ones who remembered. That's right. That's right.
Ones like Isildur, the ones that are cool.
Yep, that's right, man. I gotta admit too, I'm blown away by from what I mean, it's only been trailer stuff, but the acting choices for Elendil and Isildur, I'm really excited about to see. I mean, they visually are very similar to what we remember from the prologue. How do you feel about the acting choices that have been made without having seen them on screen?
Gil-galad too, like that.
Yes,
the doppelganger of the original from Fellowship.
Hard to tell the difference. Yep.
Yeah, like whoever the casting director is nailed it with pretty much everyone. I know you guys were talking about Elrond a little earlier too.
Yep.
And he looks a little different, but I can also see it as he grows older, kind of matching up more. But but yeah, the acting in general has been perfect. Like they're all doing such an amazing job.
How do you feel about Galadriel's interpretation?
Oh, I love her. She's
she's doing amazing. I love how you kind of get from the Hobbit to her and Sauron having a little feud back and forth and whatnot. So seeing that kind of starting off here, it I can see the connection for sure of how and of course Finrod's death, that she definitely has it out for Sauron from now until the end of time for good reason.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude. I mean, okay, so for those of you who don't know, Phil has a Histories of Middle Earth podcast. You want to talk about that a little bit? Tell people, I mean, obviously people know how to look up podcasts, but tell them what you do, tell them how you break it all down.
Yeah, so you can find it on most of the main podcasting sites, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, and it's just an in-depth look at the history of Middle Earth, from the characters to the locations, and each episode covers either one or two, sometimes three people or location, and goes deep into history, basically from the beginning of time, from either before the first age to the years of trees or years of lamb. The beginning of the Silmarillion days all the way to the Fourth Age, and we basically just follow the history of that person and their entire life or that location.
As Phil's been around a long time, I'm almost starting to think he might be a Numenorian, dude.
Dude, he definitely is. He 100% is. And actually, before Phil goes, real quick, first of all, I've been avoiding a black rider this entire time. If you guys get a chance to go check out the video, I'm not even making some. So
is
Phil,
it a horsefly or something, or what? What's going on
right now? This is it's a good thing. I need some protection over here or something. But anyway, thoughts on the wizard, on
the stranger.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions, any thoughts, any clues you're seeing?
I think I'm right there with everybody else by saying Gandalf, because we see
the G runes, right? The G rune is too weird.
Yeah, there's that, and then it's he landed with the hobbits, and
yes.
Shire and Hobbit and all those places aren't around yet, so they haven't been settled there. So, but he's the the wizard that grew so fond of hobbits and everything. So, for him to land right there and be instantly introduced to them, and they're being super hospitable and helping him in all these different ways, I can see that definitely becoming Gandalf, a young old Gandalf.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He starts as an old man, but he's young. I don't know how to say that in words, but
he's an old man.
I can definitely see it. I can definitely see it being him for sure.
Dude, Phil, it is so good talking to you, man. I mean, this is crazy. This is wild. This is like time travel, bro. Time travel.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
Miss you too, brother.
Yeah, I was excited he got through. Thank you guys for helping Phil get his podcast up and running. He's really enjoyed it, and it's just been some way for him to nerd out, because it's a place that I really just can't meet him as a spouse, not as a student.
Julia, we didn't do nothing. Listen, we didn't do nothing. If you're trying to take credit for getting some alone time, we'll take it. Okay.
Right.
But we didn't do nothing. That boy was going to make a podcast no matter what. But it's so good to hear your voice again. It was so good to hear. And little Amelia, man.
I really appreciate that that it's making everything really accessible to plebeians like I, who have not read the Silmarillion 5 times, and I'm just grateful for Phil's endurance to watch the show once by himself so he can enjoy it, and then once so I can ask him questions every 10 minutes.
See, Julia's too busy saving the world through social justice, man. That's what she's doing. She's way too she's in the real life Middle Earth war. You know what I'm saying? The war for real life Earth. So that's why, when you're doing God's work, Sarah's the same way. When you're doing God's work, you need a little rest from your husbands who live in a fantasy world, and that's understandable. So, but yeah, no, it's so good to hear your voice again, man, and to hear little Amelia. I remember when you were in the Shire, you weren't even father yet. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy the friendships that form and the bonds that we find through this shared fandom. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I will be thinking about you, dude. When we get to Numenor, I'll be thinking about Phil for sure, 100%.
Yeah, thanks, Phil.
Sounds good.
Good to hear, man.
Brother. We'll talk. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. Have a good night. See ya.
You too, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Man, this is crazy. This is crazy, as
wild, dog. It's wild. is crazy.
Good Lord.
I love it though.
I don't know what we just experienced. Like I can't even process what's happening.
I can't either. We've also got like 2 more people have been
I got
to get this one in. I got to, because this is
coming in ahead of time.
To accept.
Can you hear us?
Well, yeah, I can hear you.
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who is this? Voice sounds strangely familiar.
This is Drew from Virginia.
Good Lord, Drew, you're a vocal doppelganger of Bill Joe Baggins.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. First time I heard this podcast was the last episode when you guys were doing the reaction to the premiere.
So weird. Oh man, am I just hearing? Doesn't he sound like Joe?
Oh, absolutely. I thought for sure like he'd coded, he like blocked his number or did some funny thing with the number there, you know?
Drew, it's wonderful.
Yep, I got a new number.
Yeah, right. It's wonderful to hear your voice. It's also wonderful to hear Joe's voice, and to talk to you for the first time. Tell us what you're thinking about the show. What are you excited for? What did you not like? What did you love?
Oh, I like the most that it's connecting us back to moments in the original trilogy that are now just way more impactful. Like,
yes,
2 moments come to my mind, like when Elrond is talking about Isildur throwing in the ring, and right now he's so happy in the series we're watching, and we see all of that come to an end, and then Isildur doesn't throw in the ring, and it's like, man, that's so impactful now.
It is a weird thing to see Elrond kind of happy, isn't it? Like to see Elrond, but it works for whatever reason. Like I don't know if it's the actor just killing it, or if it's the way they wrote it, or both. But yeah, that's a great point, fair point. Like previous callers were talking about this as well. How he is, despite like not totally looking like Hugo Weaving, which is a big, because you're watching a show. It's like in these, you're naturally, your mind is comparing them to the actors who played these characters before. Despite all that, like he is so believable as a young Elrond, and part of that, like I don't know how he's able to do that, but he is playing a very convincing younger version, happier version of Elrond.
Yeah, dude, the actor is so warm to everyone. I don't know how he pulls it off. Just like he exudes like niceness, and you want to be his friend right away.
Well said. Perfectly said. Maybe that's what's drawing me in. Yeah.
Yeah, the other moment that I think of is, Galadriel looking at the ring, because right now we're seeing her going after Sauron and all the trials she's going through. And like Frodo brings her the weapon to take out Sauron. Like she could have done it way before she had the One Ring. And then she's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm finally going to make that decision that we see her not make in the first episode.
Drew, you are blowing.
Let's go.
You're making connections that my little Hobbit brain would have taken years. Like I would have been 10 years down the road talking to Ez, being like, bro, did you ever think about? You are blowing my mind. You're right. This is building.
So I thought it was just like her, when I originally saw Fellowship of the Ring, it's like, okay, well, Galadriel is really powerful. Of course, she's like Gandalf. If she gets the ring, she'll be able to use it for lots of power. But not only that, it's just been her lifelong mission since she took over from Finrod to go after Sauron. And she has the weapon now, and she doesn't take it. And now it's just like, wow, if I ever watch that, I don't know if I can handle it.
No, you're right. That's like a whole like book Faramir, like book and film Gandalf, book and film Aragorn. It's a whole new level of, maybe even deeper, because it's been a battle that's been fought longer than any of those characters had fought it. And you could even argue, like, more personally, that she refuses to. Wow. All right, Drew. Man,
one cool thing.
Mind. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have kids. I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Yes.
She really likes elves. When we watched The Hobbit, she was all about elves, and she was an elf for Halloween last year. So she watched this, and I didn't know if she'd like it because the language is very Tolkien-ish, right? It's a little hard to follow. I gave her some primer, like just really quick primer on the first stage, but she loved it. She was into it.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And then when Galadriel killed the snow troll,
she pointed at the screen and she's like, "That's why I like elves."
Oh,
she's like, "See all those flips?"
Cool. Oh, that's so cool. Drew, you brought up something that's beautiful that we had kind of worried about when we heard, and I don't like. You can throw it out the window because I think there was a lot of trolling going on by a lot of trusted sources who just, I don't know, we're trying to get clicks. But the whole thing about like, and I guess we still have yet to see this or not, but the whole like nudity, intimacy stuff that we were really worried about it, like obviously barring a certain number of young viewers who could otherwise get into Tolkien in a whole new way. And also like the bond that would be formed between like parents who are Tolkien fans and then also their children experiencing it in the new way. And to see these first 2 episodes, and I was talking about it last week, you could be, like you said, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and watch these first 2 episodes and be drawn into the world of Tolkien. And I think it's beautiful that it was done that way.
And it's cool because like she's not going to know all the cool stuff we do, but it's going to be one of those things where good media has like Star Wars, where they mention these things that you don't know about, but it feels like something that exists that has a whole backstory. So she doesn't need to know all the details. But later on, if she ever reads that stuff, she'll go, "Oh yeah, this is what that meant." She'll be able to connect the dots.
She'll remember watching with her dad too. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's something she'll have the rest of her life, which is it's pretty special. I mean, that's what it's all about, like sharing a story and experience and characters that are good and worthy of, remembering. That's amazing, man.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm a new listener. I just started listening last podcast when you guys are doing the reaction. I gotta say, the positivity you guys have is awesome, because I was jonesing for some Lord of the Rings discussion and looking for some positive reactions, and it's just you guys exude positivity about the show. That's what I was feeling.
Oh man, thanks.
Well, Levi, bless you, and don't go all the way back to the beginning, man, because that's just it's a lot of rambling for a lot of years. Okay, you just you continue with us forward. But man, bless you, dude. That is incredible. That is so cool. I'm glad you're loving the show. I'm glad that you clearly have a knowledge of like first and second age stuff, and that you're still excited about that. I love hearing that.
It's cool.
For me, my favorite. I think even I'll talk for Ez. Let me know if I'm speaking for you, bro, incorrectly. But the trilogy is like my favorite era. Like that's it. So this is all extra for me because there's no pressure on like the first and second age. So to hear people who know the first and second age and love it so much, but also love the trilogy, this hitting home for them, I think makes me happy, because that'd be a lot of pressure to either like something or for the showrunners to get it right for fans who know it so well. So
yeah.
Wow. Good talking to you, Levi. Nice meeting you, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Good talking to you too. Thanks.
All righty.
Thank you, brother. Dang, dude.
Woo. Oh, man.
What is happening, man?
We got one last caller.
Let's go.
We got one last caller.
I can't believe this. I never thought we'd
I didn't think we'd know. I thought I was
making character voices.
Either. I had no idea. Honestly, I cannot wait to tell you the full story about the Black Rider. I can't either. I can't wait to hear about the shoes, man. I'm telling you right now, there's
the shoe incident.
Other podcaster out here scouting me out.
Get out of here.
I'm not kidding you.
Get out of here. Let's go.
Like,
welcome to darkness, my friend. You got to touch it.
I thought it was a Black Rider, but it looked like a prancing pony outside. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even lying to you right now.
Good Lord. Could you imagine a prancing black pony? That would be confusing.
That's weird, right?
Be like, are you scary or are you freaking me out? Like, that would be almost more terrifying, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Anyway. Well,
you only live once. You know what I'm saying? You only live once.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness gracious.
Live, laugh, love. Isn't that how you pronounce it? Live, laugh, love?
That's how it is. I don't know. All right, here we go.
Rachel Simpson.
To accept, press 1.
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Who do we have here? Who's joining us?
Guys, this is Rachel Spencer.
Get out of here.
Oh, let's go.
Are you kidding me? Now, okay, I don't want to sound like a sexist or something, but I was hoping we'd have some female voices. All right? We've got some beautiful.
I'm not the first, right?
You are the first.
Yeah.
No,
Believe it or not. So Rachel, this is incredible. Holy cow. Tell us.
All right. Well, then.
Yeah. For welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Tell us what you thought of this new foray into a brand new world, or I guess age, in a world we love so much.
Well, yeah. No, I'm excited about it. I mean, I think everyone I've ever talked to says how visually it is. Obviously, I mean, they had so much money to work with. They put it to good use. Oh my goodness, blown away by the visuals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing.
Stunning.
Everything you could have hoped for there. But no, I like maps and I like timelines, and I cannot figure what year it is.
Yeah.
And I'm freaking out.
Yeah, it's weird.
We were wondering that too. Like they're definitely playing with the timeline, right? Like, are we gonna? Like I can't remember who we were talking this with. It was one of our earlier friends jumping in, but like we are definitely settled into a certain period of time. But are they taking events from different years and kind of mixing them up? Are we going to be here for a little bit and next season be somewhere else, or somewhen else? I guess I should say.
Right. Yeah, they gotta be. I mean, I just don't know. But I mean, see, that just creates a whole nother aspect of, people who are familiar with the Second Age. Yes. Now, all of a sudden, we're like, we have no idea what's coming next. Yes. We know what technically happens, but this is all brand new for everybody watching.
So isn't it cool? I was thinking about this today, right? Isn't it awesome how I honestly thought like there's no way we're going to be able to speculate. There's no way, because it's going to be like there's certain things that are going to happen, but now it's almost like, I mean, you've got the Stranger, you've got what's going to happen, like what is it going to become of the South, the Southerners, I should say.
Was Durin hiding in that box?
Exactly, dude. What is the secret of Khazad Dûm? Is it
Yep.
Is it a Silmaril? Is it Mithril? What the heck is it? Is it something? Is it a subway token? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like what? It has opened the door for us being able to
Arondir that good looking? You know what I mean? Like,
man, I tell you what, bro. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have a poster on my wall.
Secrets.
But if I do, it's Arondir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's beautiful. Okay. He's a beautiful man.
Here's the thing. So when they open, they're like teasing that item that they have or whatever.
Yes.
I'm like, is this what they dug too deep for? I mean.
Yes. Thank you. Ooh. Yes. Okay. We're getting into a theory I have. Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, tell me.
Well, because we had that final trailer that had a Belrog at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Durin's Bane. So you're starting to make these connections. And I think we're supposed to think it's a Silmaril, but I think maybe it is Mithril. And then you have to think, like, is this whole connection of is it going to be something that's helpful for the forging of the rings? And then I thought, are they somehow going to imply that like these rings are so special because they're made of like something like Mithril, true silver, something so rare? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Or is it literally just going to be a Silmaril, and we're going to be like, well, how the heck is that even possible? Like, where do they find that? And then are they going to continue to delve deeper and awaken this Belrog, searching for more of them? Or like, that is a crazy thing, right?
Yeah, because all we were told was, they got too greedy, they dug too deep. What if they were actually looking for something very specific? And correct me if I'm wrong, I could be, but I think what happened to the Silmarils? One's in the sky as a star, one's in the ocean, and one's in the earth.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You read farther than me.
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's
what
Rachel.
Yeah, people were they were speculating whether that was the Silmaril or what it was. If
is it the lower back ponytail? Is that what it is?
Well, they dug right on past that, my friend. They dug right on past that. That's hiding a different secret. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Anyway, but I'm thinking, like, what how like dragons covet like treasure and stuff like that, or they hoard it. They want to, I don't know, like. Did they pick up something that belonged to that Balrog? Did they dig down there and take something away from it that's going to cause it to come up after them? All kinds of things that are just interesting to think about. And I love how they do that. I mean, it's exactly what you want a show to do, which is to set up all the speculation around these big things. I mean,
for sure. I won't keep you late. 2 points I wanted to make. One was the guy on the boat. I can't remember his name. He and Galadriel.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Just first time watching it, I was thinking, okay, so this dude literally just saw his homeland burned, and he's running for his life with these other people. Like, what would have happened to him to make him just abandon the people he just came out of that with? Because you can't have a bond you've forged through trauma, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this dude is cold.
He's cold. He's ice cold.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where Galadriel learns it. Maybe she learns it from him. You know what I mean?
Dude, probably.
That's a great question. He is pretty cutthroat. I mean, like he's like you said, he's like, nah, I'm gonna save my own skin.
Yeah. And then, although we want to like him, it's like, is he actually trustworthy going forward? We don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
But no.
Yeah. No, continue.
One
please.
thing. Well, yeah. One thing I want to see desperately in the show, and I don't even know why. It's such a minor part. I want to see the doors of Durin being made.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Like.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't that be cool to see them? Because, they make the doors because the bond, the friendship, the trade between the elves and the dwarves.
Oh, my gosh.
The doors are just left open for most of the time until the war of Sauron and the elves. I mean, I want to see the friendship, and I want to see the doors get made. And I want to know why they use friends as the password. Like, I just want to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I think we're going to, which is awesome. I'm so glad.
Mind.
Well, because she brings it up because I think a lot of people, when I got done with the episode, I was talking to other friends, and they're like, "Hey, Ez, why didn't they use the password there? Like, why?
Oh, yeah, different door. It's a different door.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I was trying to, I went back and looked at it, and I was like, yeah, that's not the door that everyone's thinking about.
I mean, I'll tell you what.
Rachel's
that's something that visually, that's something visually too that could stay exactly the same, because that's literally an illustration in the book. Like, there's no artist, there's no artist copyright to that other than Tolkien's, and you could literally just put that up, and we would go, "That's what that door is." So that's it. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about like how the lake is there, and how I don't know if the Watcher would play into any of this stuff. Probably not. That's probably further down the line. But the doors being open. Man, you are bringing up some great points, Rachel. Good Lord.
Yeah. Rachel, can I ask you one more question too?
Wow.
So you sent us an email about, you had the timeline and everything down there, right? You were kind of looking over the Second Age.
Oh yeah.
So I've been reading online, and Lane might get a kick out of this. Maybe we'll see here.
Let's go.
The big question when they were going to Valinor, the big question around some of the lore, and these are the things I forget. Like I'm sort of like, I'm looking at it and I'm going like, once you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess the reshaping, the whatever, sure, like it's out there. Someone's like, is this? I mean, straight up, the question was, as they enter that gateway, they're going to Valinor. They're like, well, wait a second, is the world flat or is it round right now? And I had like this out of sort of like, am I on the like conspiracy theory side of TikTok or the flat Earth side? I didn't know what was going on for a second.
Earther.
And I was like, no, wait, Tolkien was a flat earther first. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah. He was a flat middle earther anyway.
Yeah, he definitely was. So I thought that was crazy because I was sitting there like, I was like, huh? And they're talking about the way in which you get to Valinor. And so when you brought up the timeline, that's something I think people are like, well, this, that technically should be after like the fall of Numenor and a little some of the reshaping or whatever. I just thought it was super, super interesting. And I was like, I literally, my jaw dropped when somebody said, the question was, is this flat Earth or is this round? Like what? And I just couldn't help but laugh. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I guess. Yeah, I don't see now. Again, I'm not super well versed in all the different writings and all that jazz. I've read the books, obviously the Silmarillion, but that's about the extent of it, right? So, but I've always kind of thought that it's when they were banned from Valinor, that the way the path was then hidden from anyone not allowed to go back.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like. So it's like, if you couldn't find this way, it's round Earth, but this way kind of made it somehow you skipped off and went flat. I don't know, just kind of where my mind went.
Yeah, I like that.
It doesn't really make sense, but it's just the way was hidden from anyone without basically from.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Cool. That's solid thinking there.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Speaking of solid thinking, let me get him back in here. We'll give him 1 second here. Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Can you hear me?
Long time talker, second time caller. I'm really sorry.
Sorry.
I think I need a landline, Rachel. My phone just literally hung up on me.
He's back.
Just keep going. You guys were in the middle of a good conversation. I'm tuning in. Okay.
Yeah. Go. No. We settled it. The Earth is, we don't know. Round or flat.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. We thought it was gonna.
Did you guys also love, Rachel? Did you love how, like, I don't know. I guess I didn't even think we would.
Oh no, friends! We had a full, complete shutdown. What happened? We are live on the Hobbit Hotline, and I'm just out here by myself. Just. Oh my!
I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening.
This time wasn't you. I don't know what happened.
Did everything just shut down?
Yeah. Hold on. Here we go.
Rachel, are you there still?
Did you hang up on me? Did I expire my time or something there?
No, I have no.
My phone is playing. Okay, my phone. Okay,
sorcery.
My phone is black. I think my phone's a black. Rachel, he would hang up on me, but he would never hang up on you.
Right.
No, it's all good.
Maybe I got too close to the light, like these elves. I don't know. Like, I was just gonna ask, what did you think of the depiction of actually, like, crossing over, so to speak? Like, I never thought we would see that, but at the same time I thought, yeah, the heavens open up and there's this light and you just like melt into the light, the gray rain curtain passes away, and you can almost kind of see how it's the prelude to what Gandalf talks about when you go to Valinor.
Right. I thought it was fascinating. Not only did we get to see the showrunner's interpretation of it, but I thought it was fascinating that the characters themselves were wondering what it was like before we get to see it.
Yes.
And I was like, that's so cool that they opened with the speculation. What is it going to be like? I've heard it's like this. They say it's like that. And then we get to kind of see their interpretation. I thought that was really, really cool.
That's a great point. Yeah, we did. They were in like kind of wonder and amazement themselves. And you'd think if anyone would know it's weird to see elves like that, isn't it? They're always so, they're often bored because they know everything's predictable to an elf, right? And to see them kind of amazed like that. I love how they're almost like, I don't know, making them more relatable, making them more human. I feel like I've never cheered for elves more and felt more like connection to elves than I do in this show. And that's a huge win for me because it's opened a whole new group of people. But yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he also is a fan of the show and stuff. Yeah. And he was saying that he noticed that the elves didn't walk the same as in the trilogy. In the trilogy, they're so light and they almost float around. And then this show, they're walking. They feel more human. They're like men kind of plodding around almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a great point. Okay, I'm just gonna change how I watch the show from now on. This is so cool. Like everything that people have said now, like is gonna be in my brain. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, and we know from Shane too. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was just gonna say that's just the beauty of Tolkien and what he's given us is because there's so much depth and thought and purpose into the characters he created and the language they use and everything about it. He was so intentional. And I think we as people really respond well to intentionality because that's how, things we care about, we're very intentional about. And so we, can feel that and just pick it up even subconsciously and just really, I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. That's well said.
And even like, his approach as an author was to put meaning behind everything, right? To be intentional with whether it was names or, whatever it was, that was something he put in the forefront. So how?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rachel, can I ask you this? Like, how is it going to end up for Arondir and Bronwyn? Like, how is this going to end? Are we going to get a happy ending finally for an elven human love story, or is it going to go how we're thinking. Rachel? Ez?
Yeah. Oh.
Did we lose Rachel?
I don't know. I have.
Oh no!
That was so beautifully. I thought she was just giving us silence, as in like that's how it's gonna go.
Of asking that question, that she's just gone. No,
you can't make that up. You cannot make that up. Hold on, we got to get Matthew Johnson in here because he's been trying to call. He's been trying to call all night long, and it's just it's literally been crazy.
Rachel,
trying to get him in
call
here.
back. I want to hear your answer to that. Please call back.
Yeah. Let's see here. Well, Matthew, please call back too. My goodness.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow. Sorry. I mean, it's just like the timing, it's like, it's weird because
it's like Galadriel jumping ship.
I mean,
same thing.
Yeah. It's bad timing.
Or do we really want to go with these guys? No, we're good. Let's get out.
Matthew Johnson. I know that's him. That's got to be him. And he's over here. Here we go.
Matthew Johnson.
To accept.
Welcome to the Hobbit Hotline. Is this Matthew?
Oh man,
dude,
it happened,
dude.
Let's go, baby.
How you guys doing?
You invoked the right. How do they say it? Of Sigyn Target Blaga. I've had enough of this crap. Is what it is. I cannot.
Invoke
you have
the right of cigarettes.
Matthew's been trying to call it. Like, I swear to you, Matthew, every single time I even looked at like Lottie and I was like, I'm trying to answer this one. And it was like, I could not, dude. I'm not even kidding you right now. You probably saw online. I moved seats. I got away from a Black Rider situation. The prancing ponies outside, like scouting us out. They get the binoculars. Like, what are these guys doing, huh? It's Tuesday night. And here I'm just trying to talk to Matthew for crying out loud.
I love it. It's so cool to be able to call it.
Dude, this is awesome. Matthew, a name I recognize from Instagram and Facebook and maybe even a Tolkien story. I honestly, it's just like they all collide together and I see a big light and I'm moving towards it. But Matthew, welcome. It's good to talk to you. Tell us your reaction to this new adventure we're on.
Yeah, I wanted to share this because I thought it was interesting. So I watched it. I didn't get to watch it till Sunday night, and I watched both episodes, and it left me a little flat. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
And I was reading some of the comments and stuff, and some other people were feeling similar. And
yes, they were.
So last night, I went back and I watched the first half hour of the first episode.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely incredible. So what I guess.
Yeah. Like what, tell me, explain if you can, like expound upon that. Like what was it that, because I love this, like, especially we got a really detailed comment I'm going to read later in the episode off the Hobbit Hotline, but it made me really open my eyes to a whole group of like people who have different expectations than I had, right? This is all, like, for me, this is all bonus. Like, my favorite character will always be Aragorn. My favorite stories will always be the trilogy, specifically Fellowship of the Ring. Like, this is all extra for me. Like, but if people are anticipating this in a different way than I am, I could see how it might fall flat. So how did that happen for you? What specifically was going on? Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I feel the exact same way about the trilogy as you.
Okay.
And I think there's so many emotions wrapped into it when you're watching it and you're trying not to be too critical and everything. And so that's why I decided to go back and like watch it again after like all that, anticipation and buildup has gone through. And
that can do a lot
I
too
was
to your
blown
psyche.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So did it pick up? Like, was it just the first 30 minutes and it picked up?
Yeah, I'll get to the rest of it. But when I watched it the first time, the first 30 minutes were the coolest to me. I'm a big Silmarillion fan. And so seeing the prologue and like the Battle of Unnumbered Tears and the War of Wrath and all that was just, it was pretty cool. And the quality too. I don't want to beg on other shows, but some other fantasy series just seem I guess, flat and don't have the same attention to detail. And the second viewing, I really picked up on a lot of that and like the quality that they put into it. So it was really cool. And so I would tell people that, maybe give it another shot if you felt a little flat after the first bit, just because there is, for someone who can almost quote the whole Fellowship by heart, like there's just a lot of emotions wrapped into that. So having a little departure from that was good.
I think you bring up something that's definitely worthwhile and noting too, is the quality of the show we got. I will admit, like you, when you look at some other fantasy productions, especially TV series, right? This is something we've never seen in Middle Earth. We haven't seen a TV show. And so I think, like, especially if you grew up in the 90s, right? It was always movies are at the top quality, TV's way, it's below there. And then there's even different stratifications of TV. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's so different. Like, you can have TV shows that are better than 90% of films in theaters. And so, but there's still that preconceived notion we have as like 90s kids or 80s kids or whatever of TV shows being lesser in quality. So that was a fear I had too. I thought, like, there's no way, especially when we started thinking like they're not going with Weta, they're unable to work with Weta for whatever reason, whether it was because they're all working on Avatar or because the rights of New Line in the show, the Prime, all this stuff, whatever it is, the great mysteries of our time. I thought, like, there's no way they're going to be able to recapture the detail and the authenticity of Middle Earth. And I think you said it perfectly. Like, the quality is there, and it's different because it's a different visual, but there's also so many cues that are similar enough that make us feel like Middle Earth. And then just the depth of it all it was astounding to me. I thought, like, that was the one thing, I think Seth brought it up earlier on, feeling like literally dropped into Middle Earth. I felt like I was airdropped into Middle Earth again in the way that I did as a 13-year-old kid in the theater watching Fellowship of the Ring when I had no idea what Middle Earth was. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I was 13 when I saw Fellowship, and it blew my brains out.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty similar. Yeah. One other thing I wanted to share, and that I picked up on, Ez's bicep boy, Celebrimbor.
Let's go.
I thought it was cool how the one scene with Feanor's hammer, he pretty much outlined, like, it was a big foreshadowing to me, because he said, "Oh, I want craft no matter what," and all this stuff, and so you already can understand how he's going to get tricked. It was kind of cool to see from the.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, to see how it's coming from. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Lance.
I was just gonna say, no, to speak to what your point, like he's gonna. It's like that whole thing of he wants to be remembered, right? He wants to be counted as a legend. He wants to, when his time is done or whatever, he wants to be remembered in the same class as a Feanor. I don't even know the first age, but yes, like as one of these great smiths who actually contribute and could actually, it's really kind of ironic if you think about it, how Feanor crafted the Silmarils and it almost held Morgoth captive, and how what he's going to craft ends up being held captive by Sauron. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the flip of that. But like, that a good intention, right, and a good desire, but how, like you said, it's going to lead to. You're right. He'll be so easily fooled. He wants this so badly, and he thinks that that's what's going to define him as a legendary elven smith. When you've got Elrond like sitting there saying, "Dude, like, no, you've already accomplished this. Like, your works are a marvel to. They've impacted me." You know, I almost feel like it does so many things. It's a lesson to us in real life of don't chase things that you think you should have when you've got great things right in front of you, and then also how it's going to play into his character flaw in the story. And I also told Ez too. I was like, I was kind of wary when I saw him as, like, you know, he looks like he walked out of a TurboTax. You know what I'm saying? Like as an accountant, like his visual representation. I'm like, bro, this guy ain't never touched a hammer, not for thousands of years, because he'd been in a forge. Okay, or he had took one hell of a shower afterwards. But like the visual representation. But then I think to myself, no, he's sitting at a seat of maybe it's been a long time since he was actually down in there crafting. Maybe he's been in charge for so long and instructing and teaching other smiths that he's forgotten the feel of the hammer in his own hand. And how that separation, we see it all the time in Middle Earth, right? Where the strong, they grow like unvigilant and they no longer on their guard. And that's when they're taken advantage of. And so we're seeing that built in Celebrimbor, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that downfall. I know it's sad for the biceps, but I'm excited to see that.
As long as we get to see him. As long as we get to see him before it's all over.
Just one hammer strike is all.
Oh, I'm calling a hammer strike, like the you know, I mean,
oh, shoot.
Gee, this episode or this sometime this season, we'll see. Probably not next week. Goodness.
Oh man,
I love it.
Matthew.
Well, guys, it's late. Oh, go ahead, Ed.
Well, I just want like before you bounce, I wanted to ask you about the stranger. I've been asking everybody about the stranger. Any thoughts? I gotta know. Just picking your brain here.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Like everyone else, it's like they're pointing towards Gandalf, but I got to be honest. I don't like that idea because I think back to that scene in the Fellowship where he's down in like the library of Minas Tirith and he's like reading Isildur's letter, you know, like in the year 34, second age. And I'm like, if the dude was around, he should know this.
Okay, fair point.
It kind of throws some things off if it truly is Gandalf.
Right.
So I'm open to the idea, but I'm a little hesitant. I'm really hoping it's not Gandalf.
Do you have any theories on who it is?
Oh man, I'm lost. I actually loved the Sorry Man theory quite a bit.
Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe he's looking for Gandalf.
Lords of Song have returned.
He's looking for Gandalf, so you know what I mean? It's like maybe that's what I don't know. It's got us all stumped, man.
I honestly think Ez's whole like hypothetical backstory he built up is actually, I mean, it's brilliant. It doesn't surprise. I say actually like it does not surprise me because Ez could write for a TV show. He could he will create his own story someday. But I'm just like thinking like that would make sense. Like if something happens and he's scorned by the hobbits, because there is like an affinity. There's like a secret affinity that Saruman has for the halflings, right? I mean, he smokes the weed.
Yeah.
He's always ragging on Gandalf.
The old Toby.
He
loves the old Toby, right? He's always ragging on. I mean, he sends a whole army out to go grab a couple hobbits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's something there, baby. You know, it's more than just his desire to fulfill Sauron's will. Like he wants to be friend. He's like, why can't I be friends with the halflings? Well, is it because I'm too smart or I'm the head of the order? I can't be cool. I can't smoke some pipe weed, right?
Wow.
There's something there. And so Ez was like, you know, maybe somehow he has this close relationship with the Harfoots and then he's scorned and that is the root of his, and then how he ends, you know, spoiler alert, he ends up in the Shire and claims it and destroys it almost beyond repair.
Yeah.
And
he just wanted to be part of the gang.
That's what we all want, isn't it?
Well,
that's what we all want.
I never thought about this, but I mean, like, now that we're talking about it, you got Nori there, Eleanor, as I should say. And I just feel like once I heard her name was Eleanor, but a little more sophisticated, individual. And I just feel like she keeps saying this, he came to her. And then I'm thinking about this scorn that you're talking about, and maybe like a romance gone wrong. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's why
Jeez,
you know
dude, Ez, how many Hobbit like story romances do you need? You already got Belladonna and you got Gandalf.
I don't know.
You're reliving the Hobbit rewatchable.
I am. I got a fascination right here, and it's the only itch is that stick he was using in the ground there. But
Lord Almighty, we're gonna get kicked off YouTube. I mean, honestly, wow,
I love it.
Oh gosh, dude, Matthew, thank you for calling the entire time. Next time, I tried 15 times to get you in earlier, so I just want to say,
good.
Okay, I just wanted to say it up front because I was just like, dang, man.
I like this though because Matthew's a nightcap, man. I mean, he just.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, this is perfect.
What a wonderful human being to talk to finish this first Hobbit Hotline off. I mean,
Yeah, it's good.
So I gotta ask you, Matthew, what prompted you to? Was it the cool Instagram stories that prompted you to call? Was it you wanting to refer? Did you want to get a giggle out of Ez talking about the biceps? What made you? Why should people call into the Hobbit Hotline? Is what I'm getting at in the future.
Oh, for me, I've been listening to since 2018. And so I just wanted to call and support you guys, and give you thanks for the numerous hours of entertainment and laughs you've given me. So if I can give you a single laugh, that's
good Lord.
Oh, you more than have.
Small price there.
You're giving us more than a single laugh, my friend. I mean, this has been incredible, man. It's an honor to talk to you. I of course recognize your name. Wow. Yeah. Beautiful, man.
Thanks,
Absolutely
Matthew.
Beautiful.
We appreciate you. Call back sometime.
Yeah, call back next week. We'll get you in early that time.
All right.
Yeah.
Next week. Yeah.
All right. You guys take care.
All right.
All right, Matt. You too, brother.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ah, man.
Lord bless him, Ez.
Lord bless him. I'm gonna tell everybody watching on the. I'm not even sitting in the chair anymore.
Jeez,
I'm gonna kill the live because we're going to something you got to listen to, especially
tomorrow
over on the podcast. So you're gonna you can't hear it here live. You're gonna have to tune in. It's a secret. Yes, Phil has mentioned it in the chat. It's as secret as my lower back ponytail. So
good Lord, is it braided tonight, buddy? You got any beads in it?
No, it's loose as all get out. I had to get out of that chair quick. So
oh man, I bet the stank is so fresh.
It's real. It's real. All right, to everybody on the live here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the old Hobbit Hotline.
Hey guys, remember Frodo lives.